What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF the Network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF the Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. Highly appreciate it. Yeah, as soon as I get on here, I gotta get this damn Walmart shit. So if I click off, tell y'all pause. I mean, I gotta get the fucking groceries from out front. But I got like 15 minutes, right? Less than that. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? Yeah, man. Let's get into it, man. Honestly, I don't talk about these people like that because I just feel like it'd be a waste of energy. But you can't let some of this shit of what they doing and saying get unchecked, right? Because, like I said, I'm not here to try to change racist people's minds or other different races of people's mind about black issues with black people deal with every day. It's just not a motive. It's not nothing that I'm trying to reach these type of people. I just don't really care at this point. But what I won't do is allow sellout coons to bamboozle and trick other black folks, some black folks, to think this type of coonery behavior is okay, right? And so this is what this is really about. But the three people in the three topics need to be talked about today is Jay-Z, Brandon Tatum, and Candace Owens. And they all got different shit that I'm gonna deal with like I said, it got something to do with us. And I don't really care about how other people feel about black people at this point. I just don't. Like I really don't care at this point. You heard the shit, they do the UFC shit. No black people should have been watching that shit. And let me say this to Terrence Crawford, fuck you, nigga. Always knew you was a clown ass dude, but fuck Terrence Crawford, the boxer. You out there taking pictures with Donald Trump. You know that shit don't look right. But like I said, all you niggas, Floyd Mayweather, all you niggas flock together anyway. Bunch of bozo ass type of dudes anyway. But always want to act like they from the black community on some proud black shit and all this other shit. But fuck that. Fuck that corny ass nigga. I just wanted to put that out there. Fuck Terrence Crawford. That's why I don't like him. I don't like him as a person. His boxing skills is whatever. Right? But as a person, he ain't shit. And I don't support Terrence Crawford. You ain't got to worry. I'm glad you retired. I won't support none of your shit anyway. So, but yeah, that's enough of that shit. It's like Floyd Mayweather. I won't watch Floyd Mayweather ever fight again. That shit is a wrap. I'm not gonna waste my money and my energy and my time to be supporting these fucking sellouts. It just is what it is. But let's get into the Jay-Z shit. Jay-Z turns around and does it again. And I'm very sick of somehow black people keep giving these type of niggas passes. It's no passes to begin. We in 2026. We know what the temperature is. We know what the environment is. We know what's going on in this country. And for these sellout ass black niggas, they getting money behind them cooning and selling us out. And basically, Jay-Z just basically came in and said, y'all black dollars don't matter to what I'm getting ready to do. Basically what he did. We still ain't fucking with Target, but this nigga comes and do the opposite of that. But anyway, let's get into what this clown ass nigga did.
Oh man, so Jay-Z's facing some backlash right now after announcing an exclusive deal with Target despite the boycott going on, alright? Now I'm going to tell y'all about the deal and freshen you guys' memory on the Target boycott and tell you why people are saying that they're discovering a pattern when it comes to Jay-Z and the black community boycotting whatever business it may be. But before we get into all of that, I need you guys to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and turn on the noti bells as well so you never miss a thing. But it is the 30-year anniversary of Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt, and since then he's been doing a lot of special shit, alright? Y'all know he just did a freestyle at a Roost picnic, okay? Now he's also doing a couple of stadium tour dates. Initially it was just in New York, but now he's gonna be on the West.
And let me just say this. There's one thing in New York, niggas from New York should be ashamed of themselves for even supporting this clown. But anyway, that's New York for you. Them niggas iffy in New York. And I'm not trying to disrespect the whole New York, but them niggas be iffy, man. But shout out to the New York Knicks. I knew they was gonna win a championship. Shout out to the Knicks. Outside this nigga shit, black people should. God damn, I let the fly in. Niggas should not be allowing outside of that New York shit, people in LA or whatever this nigga going to tour, black people, you don't go spend your fucking money on this nigga. Listen, if this nigga say fuck our boycott at Target, we say fuck him. We boycott that nigga. We don't gotta buy his shit, and we ain't gonna get out and protest, nigga. Black people, we don't have to get out and protest. We protest with our money. We don't gotta spend our money with these niggas, man. I don't give a fuck what they did for the culture. None of that shit matters if they get all that money and when we stand for some shit, they sell us out. Or kind of what Jay-Z is doing is the same shit. We'll get into it. Let's just get into this shit. The shit is already irritating me. Let's get into it.
Coast and also overseas, maybe some more things. All right, but now when it comes to the vinyls, he did this exclusive deal with Target. So the Target exclusive is a 2 LP priced at $40 and comes pressed on a white vinyl with exclusive cover art, special packaging, and collectible insert. Fans can also expect the original track list, including hits like Can't Knock the Hustle, featuring Mary J. Blige, and Regrets. The special edition is being released through S. Carter Enterprises LLC and Rock Nation Distribution, with pre-orders having opened on June 1st.
You know what's was like irritating, making me so upset about what Jay-Z did, right? Is because he could have took this shit and found somebody else that got a black-owned business and did it that way, right? Like he could have went to another company that support black people and did that shit. But you know that's the type of selfish ass dude he is. Like, people be getting upset at Dame Dash. I know some of the shit that Dame does and says people get upset about. I don't like anything that Dame said. But do he be lying about Jay-Z? Everything Dame said about this nigga, the behavior of Jay-Z, you're seeing this shit. You have seen it in the last 10 years. He always doing some foul fuck shit. God damn. Look at that big ass. It's a big ass fly too. It's so big I can hear the bitch buzzing. I'm gonna light an insect. Keep that motherfucker at least away from here. Give me 1 second, y'all. Alexa, turn off dining room lights. All right, people, let's get back into it.
In addition to the vinyl drop, Target is reportedly planning anniversary-themed fan experiences both in stores and online. The only thing is, a lot of folks in the black community say you should not be inside of these stores because of their DEI initiative being rolled back once President Trump took office, okay? All right, so I got to put y'all on the freecash.com now. When I first heard about this thing, I had to make sure that it was legit. And look, everything is all good, trust me. Free Cash is basically a rewards platform where companies pay in tax to make some decent bread. Top of the description.
Are boycotting Target. We are.
Description, or hit this QR code right here. The one that's right down the screen, and you get a $5 bonus for signing up through me. Free Cash, grind while you chill, man. So you have videos like this one viral back then.
Black people, we are boycotting Target. We are boycotting Target. In the year 2025, if you refuse to hire or promote Black people, you are effectively segregating your company. Don't shop there. Costco is standing by people of color. Do not shop at Target. They're done. Our black dollar goes really far. Do not give it to them.
So many people such as Tamika Mallory, Nina Turner, and Pastor Jamal Bryant were leading a Target boycott and fast. Citing the reason being is that Target made a lot of promises and said they were not going to uphold those promises anymore, such as investments into black businesses and so on and so forth. Now, since then, many black business owners were getting a lot of backlash after saying certain things are still doing business with Target. Tabitha Brown, auntie, was like, yo, I know you guys want to boycott, but you are going to hurt the black business owners that are working actively with Target still, despite DEI. But folks,
like I said, who gives a fuck? Hey, take your business somewhere else, sister. You're not gonna guilt trip us to go fuck with some shit because you're one business couple of business owners. They're discriminating against more of us than any of y'all getting shit. So listen, I've been against when she said it came out that shit. Of course she got backlash because nobody trying to hear that bullshit. It's like you see the Chinese people, they getting Asian people, they getting all upset. Who the fuck cares? I don't give a fuck. I ain't got to support your business. I don't got to support your business. At all. I'm not supporting that shit. Go to your hair and shit for what? We find some black owned shit. Honestly, I don't understand. I just don't understand why people can't stay on code. Like, yo, you can't go nowhere else. I don't give a fuck if it's in your community or not. I don't care. Pay a little extra. More quality. I mean, come on. People's complaining, talking about, well, they charge cheap at the Chinese store. That's because they be a lot of the shit that the them nail salons and shit, they be doing undercutting shit. They don't play by the rules. So a lot of their prices be cheaper. And it's part of the sanitizing shit. So that's why they be charging motherfuckers less like they do. But then you go to the black owned, they charge you way too much. That's because they're above board and you're getting good quality. Let me be very honest about it. We probably should be calling some type of them people on them. They want to get real gangster about it. Like, seriously, all this fake ass outrage over the old book. We told y'all we not playing with y'all. We don't care what race it is. We not playing with y'all. You disrespect us. Listen, we ain't literally physically doing nothing to you. We ain't saying too much other than what we saying on the internet. But once we say we boycotting, all of a sudden now y'all got something to say. When black people was talking about we all supposed to come together with this whole Trump shit, y'all ignored us. Y'all ain't had nothing to say. Y'all quietly having y'all different races of people went to go vote for Trump. And then now y'all want to sit here and get mad at us because we boycotting. And then mind you, a lot of their business is getting fucked up because it's the black people's money. It ain't white people going to their shit. It's black people's shit. It's black people's money. So now you mad because we taking our money away? Fuck you. Like the nerve of these people. That's what's bothering me about it. Like the nerve of these fucking people. Now it's true, black people. I told you, every time black people stand on business, these motherfuckers all of a sudden they got a problem. Listen, we ain't say all Chinese people got we got a problem with all Chinese people. But when y'all start coming out here being disrespectful, and we don't see a lot more of y'all people saying we don't fuck with them, they don't speak for all of us. We don't see that. We get a little here and there. Some of y'all come out and salute to y'all. But we need to see more people from the Asian community come out and denounce these motherfucking racists. But a lot of them have them in their family. A lot of them like that. So fuck out of here. We take our money somewhere else. Fuck you getting mad at us because we ain't supporting your shit. Fuck out of here. You just doing us a service. But now we want to take our money to go somewhere else for a different service. Why ain't no Chinese people buying y'all shit? Why ain't no all these other people? You depend on black dollars. And you in black communities. Let's just be real. You can't disrespect the motherfuckers that's actually your customers. We the biggest majority of your company finances. We the biggest percentage. Man, I don't let little motherfuckers in here, big motherfuckers. All I did was go outside and come back in the house, bro. Oh no, I did let your ass in here then. I let you in the house, Jack. Yeah. But anyway, because I came out, I came in through the front. Think I seen the fucking big ass fly through. Then I went outside, took this nigga outside. This why some flies that came in this motherfucker. But anyway, little nets or whatever the fuck they are. That's what I supposed to got. I supposed to got that damn thing. Shit. I forgot to order it. Damn it. But anyway. But yeah, you can't get mad at us for that shit. Until some of these token ass black niggas don't be trying to divide the motherfucking movement. If you don't want to be a part of the movement, don't say shit. We don't care. But don't be coming out saying shit about it. If you don't want to be a part of it, don't say nothing. You ain't against it, or even if you are against it, don't try to fuck up what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, motherfucker, you black. And you keep on trying to play. Listen, we can have white friends. We not saying everybody, but we saying when it comes to our people come first. And I don't give a fuck what they say about it. Everybody else can be about their people first, but now all of a sudden everybody got a problem with us. Fuck out of here, bro. Anyway, let's move on.
Got on her ass. Months later, the A&P crew that features Castanat, Phantom, Duke Dennis, Agent Zero, Chris Next Door, I Am Davis, they did a deal with Tone. That's their product to be featured in Target. They did a deal and they got a lot of backlash from their fans for doing this deal.
A&P is receiving backlash because they put Tone in Target. But Duke responded and said that was a good business move, but it wasn't the only business move that they were going to make with Tone. They were also wanting to put it in Walmart, other places as well. After Duke said that, A&P received more backlash because people said all business is not good business. And people took it to their Twitter and said that people don't really know what the common issues is when they don't face them on the regular. And they were referring to rich people, influencers, or people who's making a coin online. Now, I do agree that is true.
But listen, even if that's true, when black issues come up, I don't want you speaking about it. Right? Like, I wasn't mad at, what's his name? Kosh or whatever, little black dude. I don't really give a fuck about Joe. I don't watch his shit. I don't support his shit anyway. He's irrelevant. I don't hear him speaking on black issues. So those type of people, I didn't really care. That's why I didn't really say too much about the little dude. You get what I mean? So I don't really care about that little dude like that. But motherfuckers like Jay-Z, some of these motherfuckers that keep speaking about black culture and all this other shit. Hey, man. And then when we got a movement going on now, you wanna come and do what you're doing? This fucking fly is pissing me off. And it's a big motherfucker. Oh, shit pissing me off.
They don't know what we have to go through or face because it's not going to affect them because they have money.
Olive Garden's officially having a Calabrian summer, bringing bold flavors that pack a little.
It's true that they don't know what we have to go through or face.
Listen, that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. Listen, that's like somebody, it's almost like me. I not live in no street. Like, I'm not growing up on some real poor shit. Right? But I know people that struggle. Right? I don't have to go through what the average certain black people go through to have some type of fucking connection or understand that, hey, nigga, we on this. Okay, I got you. Because I can, listen, I probably can protest my money better than they can. Right? Because a lot of shit that they may not have in the area or whatever it may be, right? But what I'm saying is, that's not a fucking excuse, people. Because, we don't go through the same thing that the average black person go through. That has nothing to fucking do with it. Oh, listen, when I hear shit like that, it's just an excuse. I just feel like it's just an excuse to sell your people out. That's all it is to me. And I'm not trying to hear that shit. Sorry to tell you that. Shout out to my brother, my little brother LT in the building. What up, Bell? Listen, I tell people this all the time. I say, you gotta understand something. When it comes to people like Charleston White, now you good. It's kind of all groups in what it is, but listen, when it comes to people like Charleston White, some of these sellout coons, that's why I don't give them that much attention to talk about them, because it's not worth it. Charleston White is he's not even a coon at this point, right? He's just a despicable human being. He's a confused Negro. He's out here just literally playing with people, right? Like all the fucked up shit y'all see Charleston White doing. Y'all may need to understand that at the end of the day, karma's a bitch. This karma gonna come. It just ain't coming fast enough for us or a lot of us. But that's why I don't give him that much energy from me. I just don't. I don't have time for that shit. Like, he's one of those coons we shouldn't care about. I mean, we don't care about him anyway, but I'm just saying, we giving him energy and shit like that. Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. I start talking about Charleston White because I know he a bozo. I know he a clown. Goddamn fly, man. Oh, when I let this food out. I mean, get this food. Give me 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Shut up. You ain't gonna do nothing. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Let me get these groceries out the porch real quick. My bad, people. I'm back. Had to grab the damn groceries. All right, let's get it back. Let's get back into it.
Because it's not going to affect them because they have money. Just like when A$AP Rocky said, why would I be concerned about other black people that don't have any money? Because he's a rich black man. They're never concerned about our issues, and y'all keep supporting them and keep paying them and keep sending them gifts like they're going to care the next day. They're not. Once they get their coin, they don't care about you anymore.
Now, early this year, Pastor Jamal Bryant came and said that the Target fast was over.
They didn't think we could do it, but we did. History has just been made. The most effective and powerful boycott by black people since the Montgomery bus boycott 70 years ago. We asked for 4 things, and I'm grateful to God that we've got 3 of them. They have invested $2 billion back into...
Listen, let me just say this. It's okay. Like I get if we get kind of get what we want in a way, but at the same time, even though an apology I don't really care for or not, but in a way I do. I care, like, yo, if you do some fuck shit to black people and you know it's fucked up, or and we boycott or whatever, listen, can we have some type of acknowledgement that you apologize for what you did? Right? It ain't a lot of this shit. It's not just about the money. It's about the principle. It's about how the fuck they treat us, or how that shit comes off of how they think they can treat us. It's not just always about the money. So I'm not mad at the pastor and shit like that. I understood, you know, we ain't gonna get everything we want, but at the same time, there wasn't no apology or nothing came out. Like, that shit bothers me. People think they can just do whatever the fuck they want and say whatever they want to us and half-ass up. And when they do give us apologies, they talk about offending everybody. No, you offended us. That's why you're getting the backlash. It's because of black people. But anyway, let's move on.
The black community as they pledged after the death of George Floyd. On top of the $2 billion, an additional $100 million to immediate organizations that are meeting the needs within our community. Number 2, we asked them to partner with HBCUs. They have found, and we have found collectively, one that will do our pilot program with 12 other HBCUs to follow. Number 3, a reimagining of DEI. It's been a rough year for our community. 300,000 black women have lost their jobs, and this is the highest unemployment for our people in years. The only thing that we didn't get accomplished, but we're still working towards, is an investment into black banks. And I'm believing by grace, it's gonna get done. This new CEO has come handling business, and I'm glad to walk with him. The immediate Target fast has come to an end.
But he soon got backlash himself for saying that the shit was over, and then came back and had to apologize for the situation.
This week, I failed at doing that. When it is that I called for the end of the Target fast.
So a lot of people have been catching smoke in regards to this Target boycott, all right? So that brings us back to Jay-Z. So the criticism that Jay-Z's facing is...
Now listen, to Pastor Jamal Bryant, listen, he's from the city, man. You know, I don't like to put down a lot of people from my city and shit like that, but it's bigger than the city. You know what I mean? This is about our people. So you could be from Baltimore or whatever the fuck, wherever you're from. It don't matter to me. But, you know, I ain't going to sit here and lie and say I ain't going to show him a little grace because he's from the city, but not to that point, because I still was with my people. Nigga, you don't get to do that. Right? And I understand they had some separate shit that they was doing, but at the same time, when you do that, you're unifying with other black people when you're doing that. They try to make it seem like it's these two. When Roland Martin did it, I understood it, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. We as a people, we didn't decide on this. That's all, but ain't mad at him. He came out, he apologized. He knew he fucked up. Salute and love to him. But at least he had the balls and the principles to come out and apologize because he made a mistake. Listen, it's okay. We all make mistakes, but nigga, you just don't get to do that though. And that's why a lot of black people like, hold the fuck up. And then Roland come out want to defend it. We like, all right, nigga, we get all that, but that still don't change the narrative. Black people are not okay. You trying to divide the people. We came together on this. Because what? You got certain demands? Like, nah, bro, no. Now let's get in this Jay-Z shit.
It is that I called for the end of the Target fast.
So a lot of people have been catching smoke in regards to this Target boycott, all right? So that brings us back to Jay-Z. So the criticism that Jay-Z is facing is layered. People are saying, not only are you working with Target when we have this boycott going on with the black community, but this is the second time that you've done something similar, while referencing a situation when he was once supporting Colin Kaepernick, but then announced his deal with the NFL, with Rock Nation taking over the halftime show or any entertainment initiative that had to do with the NFL, man. And he said that
But then mind you, this was so fucked up that Jay-Z did. He was literally in contact with Nessa and Colin Kaepernick and his team through that whole process when everybody was taking the knee and getting Colin his job back. Listen, people was like, all right. People try to make it was like it was two different types of things, but it's really was all one with Colin because he got blackballed, scrutinized the way he did because of the issue that he was taking, right? And he lost his job for that. And so a lot of us like, fuck that, all right. They still didn't do anything to fix the issue, right? Like they didn't do anything. They basically, you just think about what the NFL did. Colin did what he did to make awareness of police brutality, right? That happens in the black community. And the NFL didn't do anything about it. It's still happening. They don't speak out about it. They don't even allow the players to even speak about this shit no more. But everything with Donald Trump, they allow that shit. They allow the racism, the bigotry, all that shit. They know what this administration stands for. Right? So, did they do anything? But they gave Jay-Z a job? Because that's what he got. He got a fucking job. To put more black people, to do the fucking Super Bowl? Listen, think about this. We wasn't watching the NFL anyway. And then somehow Jay-Z came and hijacked that shit. And then a lot of, I can say a lot, yeah, you can say a lot of black people was like, well, the boycott over Colin Kaepernick lost and all that. We didn't get what we wanted, so we're gonna go back and watch football. Okay, niggas. And that's why white people use a token ass black nigga like Jay-Z to do what he did, to do what they did. And you niggas went right back buying their product, watching they fucking games, buying their packages, all that shit, jerseys, all that shit. And what we get out of it? Nothing. The NFL didn't change anything. They even talk about getting rid of the Rooney Rule. Like, what you niggas is watching football for? Nothing happened. Colin still lost his job. He didn't get his job back. What, Jay-Z do the Super Bowl? Fuck that nigga. And the same people that did the Super Bowl, the Kendricks, all of these niggas, Rihanna, whoever the fuck it was, these niggas was the same niggas supposed to be riding for Colin. That man lost his job for sticking up for us. And damn right we supposed to stick up for him when shit affect him too. He don't want to put the biggest risk out there. He literally lost his job. And we don't supposed to back this nigga? And all we got to do is not support something? We ain't losing nothing. We didn't gain shit, and we didn't lose nothing. Other than our brother Colin lost his job. But niggas is back watching football, huh? And I heard niggas say, oh, well, we still got brother. That's on them niggas to keep playing. But I don't want to hear these niggas speaking about anything about the police getting mistreated. Because the same police that's mistreating you, it's the same motherfuckers, the owners that you work for, put money in pockets of the politicians that allow the police to continue to do what they do to your community. And now, if it happens to you, they do it to you. The fuck out of here. All this money these niggas making. Niggas talking about, oh, we don't get at the NBA players like that and all that. All these other sports. Because, nigga, it is two sports that black people, we dominate any sport we usually get in, but the two sports that we dominate is football and basketball. And it's more of us in them, in those two sports. And the NBA is way different, than the fucking NFL. Shout out to my brother talking in a bit. I'm just saying, like, so that's why we give niggas in the NBA passes. We get an NBA, not a pass, but our people got more of a say in the NBA. Let's be real. These niggas, these motherfucking racists got mad because they watching the NBA finals and niggas wasn't putting their hands on their heart. Are you fucking kidding me? When the national, you lucky them brothers even standing for that bullshit. Like, come on, man. These motherfuckers want to control with black people. We don't owe you shit. That's why, never mind. Let's move on, bro.
Moved past Nilly.
It started small with your wardrobe, but then, thanks to the PGA Tour Superstore,
Commercials, man.
With the NFL, man, and he said that we moved past Nilly.
Yeah, what you saying? Okay, I think we moved past kneeling. I think it's time to go into actionable items. I think everyone knows what the issue is, and we're done with that. Everyone knows what you know what the issue is. You know,
this is why. Listen, and when listen, let me just say something. And people, I don't enjoy saying certain shit that I'm getting ready to say, but it needs to be said. You can look how uncomfortable Jay-Z is. He know what he's doing is fucked up, the shit he's saying out of his mouth. The nigga was stuttering. Listen, let me get y'all to understand. When he did that whole shit and they was all in that room, it was more white people in that goddamn room than any minorities. Any minorities put together. This nigga literally had a snitch sitting behind him. She was a snitch she snitched on people for the feds. He literally like this nigga whole shit just looked weird. And listen, people say, Kenny, but you're not street, that ain't got nothing to do with it. I told y'all about people that snitch. I don't fuck with people that snitch. They are tattletales. These are the same. If a motherfucker a snitch on you, right? Regardless if you're in the streets or not, you can't trust these people with secrets about you. Why would you trust somebody that you know that snitches? They can't keep their mouth closed. So when you want to tell them something that is just between you and them, you can't trust to keep that between you and them because they're going to snitch on you. They're going to tell somebody when you don't want the shit to be out. It ain't got nothing to have to do with crime. It can just be something personal about you. So no, I don't trust a fucking snitch. I don't fuck with snitches. And I ain't got to be in the street to understand that. To act like that shit don't matter. It matters. So, to get back to Jay-Z, he looks uncomfortable. He looks like a goofy ass nigga. He looks scared. Talking about, oh, we over it. Who's we? Nigga, you don't speak for all. Listen, I don't speak for all black people. That's why I use my language very, very clearly. A lot of our people, or some of our people, or majority of our people. I use my language very, very clearly. Some of us be like, oh, you speaking for all black people? No, I don't speak for all black people. But I damn sure speak for a lot of our black people. I know that shit. Jay-Z do not speak for all black people. He don't even speak to a lot of for a lot of black people. This nigga is so disconnected from his own people. The fuck are we talking about? Anyway, let's move on. Listen, the bad part about I was uncomfortable when he even was speaking on this shit.
I think everyone knows what the issue is. And we're done with that. Everyone knows what you know what the issue is? You know why we were kneeling? Okay. Do you know the issue? Yeah. Do you know the issue? Yes? We all know the issue now. Okay, next. Where are we moving on next? And I'm not, again, so to be clear for the room, I'm not minimizing that part of it because that has to happen. That's a necessary part of the process. But now we all know what's going on. What are we going to do? How are we going to stop?
And you see Roger Goodell sitting there with his pink face ass, he's shaking his head. Yeah. Because he's uncomfortable. Listen, Jay-Z, you ain't a stupid dude. I believe you're a very bright individual. Listen, bro, you telling motherfuckers, yeah, we all know the issue. What we gonna do now? Well, what you gonna do? What are you doing? Huh? We don't listen. I don't want to hear from celebrities and shit like that. If you ain't running for Congress, if you are not into politics like that, and you're not supporting and taking a stand in certain shit like you supposed to, with the power that you have, I don't want to hear you coming out and telling us we need to move on. Move on for who? These issues are still happening. Ain't no policies, laws got passed to stop police brutality. There's no consequences for these police. This shit got to be to the extreme. They even kill brothers and sisters and get away with murder. We see this shit on camera. What are you talking about, bro? We over this shit. We over it. We got to move on. Now what? Now what? Now, nigga, you the one in the room. So now what? Since you telling everybody it's all over, now what, nigga? What you gonna do? Mr. telling everybody what the shit is over? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? But anyway, you know what? Like I said, what he say? He say, oh, we past that. Well, I'm past that too with your bitch ass. I'm past that with you. You ain't got to worry about me supporting you. And I will push my people to not support your bitch ass in anything. We should not be fucking with Jay-Z concerts. Because you know why? We pass it. We pass his buffoonery. He sold us out for a job, people, and didn't do nothing. He didn't do shit. He didn't change. He didn't help change some policies. He didn't do shit. Nigga just got a job and do y'all understand that when black, any artist, right? But just say black artists, regardless of what race they are, but let's just say artists. You know when them artists do the Super Bowl, they pay for their show. People act like, oh, it's this big honor to do the Super Bowl. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. These niggas don't get paid. Kendrick Lamar and a lot of these niggas are already bigger. They're already big. They ain't getting no bigger from doing the Super Bowl. Not as much as y'all think they did. Kendrick Lamar is still Kendrick Lamar. Listen, even Kendrick Lamar doing the halftime show, we made it bigger. That's our power. That's the type of power we have. We the ones that made him doing the Super Bowl big like that. And that's because you niggas are still watching the NFL. It wasn't a big deal to me. Sorry, I don't support that shit. I didn't watch the Kendrick shit. I didn't watch it. And I got love for Kendrick, but I didn't watch that bullshit. And I call it bullshit not because his performance was bullshit, but I didn't watch that whole fucking shit. Kendrick was still Kendrick Lamar before, during, and after he did the Super Bowl. Let's move on, man. That's why they get angry at black people. Because when black people want to take control of their own destiny or black people want to stand for something, they get angry because y'all ain't including us. Well, we're telling y'all we don't feel included with y'all shit. We they got kiss ass, suck dick, get fucked in the booty, or sell our people out to be acknowledged, or y'all get behind our people. And now y'all upset? Because black people like, nah, we cool. Well, some of us, I ain't gonna say all of us, some of us, the majority of us, fuck that shit. Excuse me, we ain't got time for that shit. Listen, I don't feel like this when it comes to my people. We don't have time to be sitting around energy and wasting our energy on people that don't give a fuck about us. We gotta stop trying to make them somehow care about us. They don't give a fuck about us. So stop trying to keep pushing for that shit. They gonna accept us when they accept us. And if they don't, they don't. Who gives a fuck at this point? Well, one thing you're not gonna do is mistreat us. We got to kiss ass to get in the rooms, and still y'all gonna mistreat us at the same time? What fucking type of shit is that? Nah, bro. Let's move on.
I'm not minimizing that part of it because that has to happen. That's a necessary part of the process. But now we all know what's going on. What are we going to do? How are we going to stop? Because the kneeling was not about a job. It was about injustice. Let me bring attention to injustice. Everyone's saying, how are you going forward? Cap doesn't have a job. This wasn't about him having a job.
Now that had many folks.
But that had something to do why he lost his job, though. So yes, it all intertwines with himself, with each other. A black man, a brother lost his job because he took a stand that was not against the rules or anything like that about the NFL. And because racist ass white people came out and said they had a problem with it. When the military came out, I don't give a fuck about no listen, and I don't want to mean it in that way because I have people that serve, I respect people that serve. Listen, I don't give a fuck about what they're talking about. You literally go over in other countries and kill other motherfuckers. And they don't tell you why. Not the real reason why you're doing it. They just tell you it's to keep America safe and you pledge the oath to protect America. That's it. These niggas don't got details or why they out in the field over in other countries killing people. They don't half the time they don't know if they killing innocent people or not. So you think I give a fuck about some veterans? And there's no disrespect, some military people telling us as black people here that's dealing with police brutality. And it's the same, some of these Negroes come here and get fucked up by the police too, and they had their uniforms on. You think the police care about them being in the military? They don't even believe black people served after the fucking time. So what the fuck we talking about? So no. Sorry to the military people, it's no disrespect, but it is. You are under a corrupt system. You vowed your life to a system that is white supremacy. The fuck are you talking about? So no, you can't tell black people shit. Sorry. Stand on business first before I take your mother. Listen, man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm black first. I don't give a fuck about none of this fake ass patriotism bullshit in this country. And like I said, there ain't no disrespect to the people that go serve. To each his own to do that bullshit. But for me, I never served for a motherfucking country that I know that mistreat my people. I have seen it, I've been through it, seen it, and it's still happening. Fuck out of here. Never serve no fuck. Serve what? Fuck out of here. Some of you black people got this shit twisted. You got the game fucked up. Motherfuckers think you on some righteous bullshit. Nigga, y'all go kill people for a living. But you mad at gangbangers. You work for a gang. They pay you chump change to kill people. But you mad at gangbangers. That goes for anybody in the military. Man, don't come with that patriotic bullshit to me. I'm American. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Nigga, I'm black first. I don't give a fuck about America like that. The whole motherfucking system corrupt. And you motherfuckers sitting out here acting like we supposed to show some loyalty to a country that don't show loyalty to us. As a people. The fuck, and we built this bitch. They don't even they trying to not acknowledge our ancestors that was slaves, that they slaved for free. Then they try to say, it was black slaves that came. They had slaves too. And they still was niggas too. Them niggas couldn't get out of line. Them niggas, listen, if it was any black slaves back in the day, whoever, well, fuck them niggas too. How about that shit? You feel better about what you're saying? Fuck them black slave owners. Fuck them. They would sell out cool niggas too. Just like you are. Don't bring no fucking black slaves up to me. Acting like it was 1% of black slave owners back in the day. Bullshit.
starve, including Colin Kaepernick's wife.
We're clear. Jay's one of the best to do what he does. Also, what he did to Colin was absolutely wrong.
Selfish. Now, things like this one of the many reasons why.
And let me say this. That's Nessa right there. She's speaking on shit. Listen, it proved this point of what you were saying, because you should have said what happened to Colin in the Twines, what he was out of the gate fighting for. All that shit is one. They ridiculed and blackballed this dude because he was standing up for his people, or some shit that he seen that was unjust. And nobody did shit about it. Ain't nothing happened. Ain't no policies or nothing. Then should we, like, the DEI been around a long time before Colin. That shit been there. Trying to get away from civil rights. They getting rid of voting rights and all that shit. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? But we supposed to act like everything is all good. Okay, cool. Like I said, listen, I just can't understand people being that rich and don't do shit. Yeah, you can't help all black people. We get that. I'm not ignorant in that way. But goddamn it, I'm gonna do my damnedest to help my people. Because we all did some bad shit before a lot of us so-called self-righteous Negroes want to get out here and start talking down to bad Negroes that we see. We come from this, a lot of us come from that same shit. We made them same mistakes. Some of us didn't go to the extreme like others did. Some of us got out the game. Some of us had good people make sure we didn't get it there. Listen, it's like the generation of my kids and a lot of my nieces and nephews and godkids. Do they got to go through a lot of that shit? No. That's why I tell them, don't choose to be a part of no shit that you ain't built for. I tell them the truth. I tell all my godkids, y'all ain't built for that. Y'all ain't street motherfuckers. Y'all didn't grow up in it. You ain't like that. And it's not to say y'all punks or no shit like that, and y'all don't, not to stand up for yourself, to carry yourself with dignity and respect and have morals. But you ain't built like that to be talking like you some type of street motherfucker. You ain't. I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, our kids got to. I don't care. What nigga, you know what? If they don't, that's a good thing. What we mad at that for? But like I tell young folks that didn't grow up the way we did and didn't have to, don't you take your ass out there. And if you go out there and do that shit, then you just as stupid. You more stupid than we were. Because we grew up in it. We was raised in that shit. We was born in it. A lot of us. Y'all don't have to do that. You're not born in it. So yeah, if I see any young motherfucker out there, you ain't really a street motherfucker, but you try to pretend and play like that, I don't have no respect for you. You stupid to me. That's like you got some fucking sense. It ain't about you being no punk. Everybody ain't gotta be acting like they tough. Ain't no reason for that. I don't try to move around like I'm tough like that. I can beat everybody in the world. Fuck out of here. I ain't got nothing to prove to some motherfuckers that I ain't never been a part of, or I used to be a part of some shit and I ain't a part of it now. That don't make me, if a street nigga ever come up to me, nigga, you ain't even like that. And I'm not. You ain't hurt my feelings. You ain't making me feel lesser than a man. Well, I ain't tough as you. You don't know me like that. But yeah, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I ain't got to prove the motherfuckers, especially when I come from some shit. I come from it for a motherfucker. Unless I'm not selling you out, nigga. I just don't condone this type of shit that y'all doing. Because I know it's wrong. You can't get mad at me. Fuck out of here. I ain't switching on you niggas. I'm just telling you the shit you're doing is wrong. You're not helping. I get it. It's a struggle. I get it. But you keep that shit over there. Stop trying to act like everybody else is the problem. And nigga, you doing what you doing. When I was doing what I was doing, how the fuck could I get mad at people that wasn't really, couldn't understand what the fuck I was dealing with? They don't live that life. They don't live my life. They didn't live my life. What the fuck I'm mad at them for? It's like an outsider coming and trying to tell the niggas in the street, like, there's no reason for you to be doing none of that. What? You don't come from that life to tell them niggas that? You can't tell them that they don't need to be doing. You don't know that. I never tell a nigga that's on the streets or little niggas in the street, people grow up in the streets and they grow up in that shit, they don't need to be doing that. Nigga, I prefer them not to do it. I explain why they shouldn't be doing it, but I can't tell them, nah, you shouldn't be doing it. You don't know their circumstances, nigga. These niggas always people always running around telling people what they shouldn't be. You don't supposed to be, you don't need to be doing that. Nigga, you don't know what somebody need to do. Only the person that's doing whatever they doing, they got to figure that shit out. You supposed to be uplifting niggas and telling them, yeah, what they doing is wrong, but you explain why they doing it wrong, but you don't tell them they don't need to be doing that. You don't know what the fuck they need. You don't live there. Excuse me. You don't live in that environment. You ready to leave, Boo?
Yes.
All right. Have a good time at grandma's house. We're going to go bowling tomorrow when you come back, okay?
Okay, I don't miss you.
I miss you too, Boo.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, Boo. That's what I'm saying. Like, my daughter don't know nothing about that shit, nigga. She don't know about no shit. Listen, my daughter 10, nigga. She don't know nothing about none of that shit. My daughter just did a state Olympic shit that they do track and field, and she and shit get ready to go to a singing type of shit. Like, man. Like I get upset. Like you gotta understand, you can't be telling people what they shouldn't be doing if you don't live that life. That's all I'm saying. But you know, not saying shouldn't tell them what they shouldn't be doing. They're like, yo, I'll be like, yo, you shouldn't be trying to do that. You shouldn't be doing that shit. But to tell people that, like, it's almost you telling people like you know what they going through in their life. To tell these motherfuckers that come from the streets of what they, you know what I mean? That shit is weird, bro. I never understand that. But anyway, let's move on.
Also, what he did to Colin was absolutely wrong.
Selfish. Now, things like this one of the many reasons why Jay-Z gets called a capitalist. And I think he embraces being called a capitalist, but he doesn't understand the negative stench on it. When he sat down on GQ with Frazier Tharp, he spoke about that criticism, man. Peep this clip real quick.
Like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture.
Hold on, come on. Let me just say this. Jay-Z literally, he's not a capitalist. He's an opportunist. Listen, people, you can be a capitalist and still fight for the right shit and stand on business. Right? So they try to make it seem like being a capitalist is a bad thing. It's not. And listen, I disagree with the brother. Said a lot of great things. I support what he said. But no, Jay-Z is not a capitalist. He's just selfish. He's greedy. This ain't got nothing to do with being a capitalist, bro. He had to know making this decision when he know a lot of his people is boycotting Target, but he decided to go around that. But say, I don't fuck what y'all talking about. He had to know. He had to know it was going to be backlash. But he don't care. And people that are selfish and people that don't care about others like that but themselves and opportunists, they're not capitalists. Right? Like it's like when you're in the streets, right? People say, and he just always about his money. There's nothing wrong with a nigga like that. It's what a nigga would do to get that money, right? Like selling drugs or whatever they doing is bad. But niggas that rob niggas that rob and kill niggas to get money, or niggas that are backdoor they friends or set people up to get money, like, you get what I mean? Rob banks, like, that's a different type of nigga that's about his money, right? But you got, even though you're in a fucked up game, it's still stand up niggas that'll be like, that's about their money, and like, all right, nigga, I don't kill kids. I'm not robbing niggas to get money. I'm not robbing banks. Like I'm not doing that to make money. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, selling this dope, this poison, and maybe not fully comprehend that you're hurting your community by selling people this poison. But it's wrong. But it's certain levels of making money, right? A motherfucker that's about money. It's a certain level of that shit. I didn't have to go stick niggas up to make money. I ain't never set niggas up to make money. I ain't never sold niggas out to take over their block, snitch on them and shit like that. There's certain levels to that shit that I would not cross, never cross. Even me being out the game, it's still certain shit I wouldn't do to get what I need to get. Listen, I'll look at certain shit. Maybe some shit ain't meant for me to be a part of or to have. Maybe I don't need to be in that position. That's how I look at shit. But I'm not stepping on other people to get in a position for money. If you're that type of person, you've never had no morals anyway. I ain't saying my morals was 100%. I was a moral dude all the way, but it was certain shit I wouldn't do. I'm not trying to beef with no nigga in front of his motherfucking girl and his kids, or like if I catch a nigga something like that, or they in front of their moms or their grandparents. Nigga, I'm not doing that. In certain levels, nigga, I'll catch you. Because if I want you, if I really, really want a nigga, I'll get you. You ain't going to be around your family all the time. But, and that's why I said niggas like Jay-Z should not be role models to our young folks. And be like, come on, Jay-Z. Listen, bro, look at the behavior. Listen, the type of shit that Jay-Z is doing, the behavior, how he's cutting niggas' throats and selling out our people, that's street shit. That's a street mentality. That ain't capitalism, nigga. That's not the good part of capitalism. He's doing shiesty shit. So people like, well, that happens in this type of game like that. Well, what's the difference you getting mad at niggas in the street for then? Because they doing the same shit. Jay-Z doing the same shit street niggas do. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, cause it's so-called supposed to be legal. Yeah, all right. A lot of you niggas is stupider than I thought.
Being called a capitalist, but he doesn't understand the negative stench on it. When he sat down on GQ with Fraser Tharp, he spoke about that criticism, man. Peep this clip real quick.
Like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing.
What American dream? What American dream? Listen, so that means, Jay, you're a little ignorant to the country. If you really think about, listen, to my black folks. Some of these people don't want to tell the truth, but I tell the truth. It's no such thing of an American dream for black people in this country. I don't give a fuck who you is. I don't give a fuck how rich you are. It's no such thing. It's no such thing of an American dream. Number one, you're not white. And even as rich as you are, as a rich minority or black person, you don't still have it. You don't have the same privileges as a white rich person. Come on now, let's be real. Let's just be real. Stop. There's no such thing of a fucking the American dream. There's no such thing. That shit was all a lie to bamboozle people. Even it bamboozled poor white people. So like this shit is weird. And everybody, what is the American dream? Everybody can't be rich. Because if everybody was going to be rich and successful because they work hard, right? Well, you won't have workers. You don't have, listen, just think about this. If everybody in the country owned a business, right? Who gonna work for a motherfucker that ain't got no business? I mean, who the motherfuckers that don't have businesses? If everybody, who's gonna work for you if you own a business? If everybody owns a business? Everybody can't be rich, people. That's real reality. I wish people stop pretending that everybody's going to be rich. You're not going to be rich. Just try to live comfortably. Now just tell people that. That's it. But everybody ain't going to be fucking rich. If everybody rich, the fuck, how the country, how society's supposed to work? If everybody rich, that means everything's free. And we know that's bullshit. We live in a society where these people just lie to us from birth. I mean, from the time we can comprehend life in a way. And it doesn't matter. Like, you might be 15, 16, 20 something. It doesn't matter. They all been lying. No such thing of an American dream. Everybody can't be rich. It's just a certain levels of being comfortable in life. That's it. You're going to always have poor people. You're going to always have somewhat of a middle class people, paycheck to paycheck motherfuckers. Then you have people a little above that. That work paycheck to paycheck, but got more of a savings. Right? They got a little money to fall back on. And then you got rich people. It's that 1%. So, like, please just stop with this whole American dream bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artist. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for tricknology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no,
let me just say this. Jay-Z, what you on, bro? Like, I think we at a point right now where I think a lot of our people are highly more intelligent than what the fuck you talking about. Let me explain this to people. To my people, right? When we are in certain positions in life and we rich and we making all this money, right? It's not about always giving back sometimes. It's about when some shit is wrong, we need to step up and willing to risk financial gains or the positions that we are in. And if we're not willing to do that, nobody's trying to trick you out your money. Especially when some racist shit happened to you, all of a sudden, yeah, they being racist in this industry. Did you remember when Jay-Z first started out? He didn't fuck with the Grammys. Fuck the Grammys. He was on that shit. He didn't go there because they was being racist. Now all of a sudden he in the building. Racism don't exist no more. He got his shit. It don't matter no more. This is what these niggas be trying to. This is the shit that these niggas tell themselves, but then try to brainwash our people with. No, nigga. You just a sellout. You got to the top, and the white people told you to stay here. You can't do certain things. You got to do what we tell you to do. That's the only way you stay successful in this position or even rise a little bit more. He didn't fix anything in the game. You had niggas say, I got to get myself in the door to make change. What change Jay-Z made? Nothing. He made no change. He wasn't the only nigga that came from that era that wound up being in that 1% to be a millionaire or a billionaire. He's not the only one. He didn't do nothing. He didn't change shit. He got that. You don't even hear from Jay-Z. All of a sudden, this nigga do a concert in Philly, do a bullshit ass freestyle, getting at his so-called black critics. But a lot of bullshit been going on when it comes to the black community. We don't hear nothing from this nigga. Nothing. Nothing. But out of the blue, then he turns around. After he does that shit, turns right around, and then some shit we boycotting as a people, he goes to, well, a lot of our people, he goes to go on the opposite side of us to make money. And listen, and they using that nigga again to be a token. Give me 1 second, people. My bad, people. I'm back. I had to run to the damn store real quick. Let's get back into it.
Art first, and then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take advantage. No one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do.
First of all, that's a lie. He just lied. Talking about I ain't take advantage of people and shit like that. You know what you did to Dame Dash, bro. People say whatever they want to say about Dame. Dame tripping, all this blah, blah, blah shit. Let me tell you something. Somehow, some way, I squash some shit with some niggas if I grew and I'm in the... Listen, unless you did something real personal to me, I get it. But listen, from what we understand, Jay basically sold Dame out because he was a problem. He was an issue, right? His tactics of business or however you look at it, it was a problem, right? And they offered Jay positions to leave Dame. This wasn't nothing like this whole thing of he trying to rewrite history and shit. Bullshit, bro. Listen, and people grow, I get that. But don't act like you ain't step on niggas. Like to see Dame in the situation that he's in, right? I'm reaching out to Dame. If it's a nigga that I did business with, I fuck with, we built some shit. Listen, we ain't gotta be the bestest friends in the world, but nigga, Dame, come on, let's get together. Let's bring back Rockefeller in the way. Like, you get what I mean? Like, it's too many. Listen, even if you don't want to bring Dame in this, why is there so many Rockefeller artists not eating? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, people, they eat. Nah, bro. They not eating like they supposed to. They not eating like they supposed to. If I'm in a position, I'm a billionaire, I'm Jay-Z. Nigga, Beanie Siegel, nigga, all right, you got that business there. Okay. All right, bro. What you need me to do? Like, just Jay-Z presence in some shit would make it big. Nigga, you help your niggas. You don't get to stop helping your niggas. Never mind. Let's just move on. Like, like I said, we're having a different conversation because he's not a nigga that's built like that. Jay is a user. He used niggas. That's what he do. And he's doing the same shit here now. So I ain't step on people. I ain't never. That's not, nobody knows me for that. You're a damn lie. What you did to Colin Kaepernick was some bullshit. And I ain't never getting over that. I ain't ever getting over. I don't give a fuck if he apologized. I ain't getting over that, bro. He stomped our movement over that bullshit. As a people. I'm not getting over that. And then you turn right around and do the same exact shit. And he didn't just do it with a name on it. He did the shit and it was our people. We started this movement. And then he coming with his bullshit. Let's move on. Come on, damn commercial, man.
That's just the way you make me.
Like, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take advantage. No one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in it.
First of all, I hear a lot talking about he ain't taking no advantage of the loopholes in the system. Yes, you did, bitch. This nigga always lying. Yo, I can't stand these niggas, man. Anyway, Jay-Z. I didn't even like to hear this nigga talk. It irritates me. Can't stand this nigga. Shout out to my brother Game in the building. What up, Game? Shout out to Jay in the building. What up, Jay? What the fuck out of here, bro? They talking about him. Oh my God, this dude.
Capitalist structure. That structure exists. You know, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist.
So basically telling you, the world is a capitalism. I see it what it is, so I do what they do. Right? So okay, Jay, you're a realist like that, okay? But that's a realist. Sometimes shit can be real, right? The reality is reality. It's like, all right, prime example. Let me explain this a little better. People, I know what the world is. I get it, right? I know it's a lot of racist people, right? If I want to be stuck in the bubble and say, I believe everybody is racist and I got to do what I got to do as a black person. So I take however I feel about certain people did certain shit, and I'm just a realist to America. It just is what it is. Country is a racist country, right? That's just being a realist, right? So I need to treat every white person the same, or every other minority the same, because it's certain white people and minorities, percentage of them racist. So I treat them all that way. That's not real reality. So when Jay comes out and he says, I'm realistic. The country is a capitalist country. Yeah, but it's two sides of that. He's trying to make sense of, okay, listen, it could be people in the country that are bad capitalists. And you could be good capitalists. Right? But his thing is, he's using it as like racism. Like, it's no such thing as a good racist. Right? He's trying to use capitalism in that same way of like, trying to make an excuse like, oh, it's the same shit of like being a racist. Like, the country is a capitalist country. That's not the same. Like, first of all, just because the company, every country is a capitalist country in a way, right? But just because your people want to make money in capitalist doesn't mean that everybody's evil and do evil shit to make money. That's my point. Like, so I bring a racism. Like, that'd be idiotic for me to believe everybody is a fucking racist because the country is a racist country. That's society, right? We know the country is built on racism. We know racism exists. We know systemic racism still exists. But I'm supposed to just walk around and believe that everybody is racist. It's the stupidest shit in the world. And the same thing what Jay-Z is saying. The country is a capitalist country, so I do the fucking evil shit I do because all the capitalist people do evil shit. I don't have to have morals and principles. That's what this goofy nigga is saying. When we know that's not fully true. That being a capitalist don't mean you all bad. You don't got to step on people to be a fucking capitalist to get what you want. That's why the saying is, all money ain't good money. And this goofy nigga knows that. But anyway, let's move on with this dumbass nigga, man. Yeah, R.I.P. to Pop, man. Yeah, Pop birthday was yesterday, I think.
That structure exists. You know, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never going to win like that.
Now, I understand what Jay-Z comes from.
No, I don't. Because like I said, a realist is not a person. Listen, just because I know this country is built on racism and this country is a racist country, does not mean that everybody in a fucking country is racist. I'm intelligent enough to know that. This nigga is sitting there talking about we live in a capitalist country, so that's why I do the fuck shit that I do because we live in a capitalist. I'm a realist. Like there's no exception for that. There's no exception of being a capitalist. You're just a capitalist. So people gonna think that you do evil shit because you're a capitalist. No. That's not true. But that's the point he's trying to make. That's like if black people just say all white people is racist. People gonna look at him like this nigga tripping, man. Like, yo, what you on, bro? That's what Jay-Z is doing. He said, I see the world for what it is. I see the country for what it is. It's a capitalist country. That don't mean everybody bad. That don't mean that you got to do everything a capitalist do. That's do evil shit. Talking about, I ain't find loopholes. Nigga, it's loopholes in capitalism. What are you talking about? I didn't do loopholes. You're a liar, bro. Listen, I believe in good capitalism, but doesn't mean it ain't no loopholes in it that I don't use. Like, why you lying like that? People find loopholes and filing their taxes. Nigga, what are you talking about? You're just a liar, bro. And he's just saying, oh, because the system is where it is. I'm just going by how the system is. What? Even though you know the system is doing fucked up shit, you just go along with it. Good or bad. It's the system, man, you know? That's what Jay-Z is saying. You can't make this shit up, bro. Can't make this up. And like I said, me myself, I don't have the patience to deal with niggas like Jay-Z. That's why I tell my black folks, don't support this nigga at all. It is nothing that Jay-Z can do for us. This nigga has sold his soul. When a nigga tell you the system, it's a capitalist country, what do you want me to do? And nigga, there's plenty you can do. You got all the money in the world, and you can't. So capitalism is just how the country is, the world is, right? So you telling us you don't have no responsibility to try to change the bad shit about capitalism. So is you telling us capitalism is just good? Like, what the fuck is he? No, man. Let's move on. Like I said, people, Jay-Z's a fucking sellout. This just is what it is. I'm not trying to hear this shit. Oh, he doing some shit that's fucked up. No, he's a sellout. He's a sellout. He sold us out for money. He sold his people out for money. It just is what it is. It's not even a debate with me at this point. And like I said, I don't get a kick out of it. I don't like to call other black people sellouts and coons and shit like that. I don't like that shit. But nigga, you prove what I'm saying. I don't understand nowhere where Jay-Z is coming from when he said that bullshit. And it's not because I'm not in this position of power or money. Nigga, no, nigga. I've been in positions of having power and I don't act like that. Sell my people out. I ain't willing to risk nothing and shit like that. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What you living for then? Listen, to live, always just be cool and live. Right. I get that. But at the same time, you gotta risk some shit for others. We're not only on this earth just to get us, to get what we need. We are here to help others that's less fortunate than us, or when people need help. We supposed to do that. That's where morals and principles come in at. But a lot of times we talk about they Jesus, they God-like and all this shit. They believe in religion. In your own fucking Bibles, it tell you that. Your own religion, it tell you that you don't supposed to just be a greedy motherfucker. You're supposed to help others. Man, please. Let's move on. Let's get into Stephen A. decides to do some stupid shit that he does. Like pretend that he's so important, that he's this political figure now, that where he gets these niggas to come on here to debate each other. And listen, got a lot of love for the brother Cumberts, I think that's his name, from Louisiana. A lot of love and respect for the brothers. The brother, to each his own that do that, so that's why I say that. But I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't sit down with a Brandon Tatum. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of fucking time. So they do this little debate on Stephen A. Smith show. And Brandon Tatum I don't even know what you call this at this point. Like I said, niggas are not coons at this point no more. You just bad human beings. It's not even anti-black at this point. You're just a bad human being. That's just how I look at it. But anyway, let's listen to this bullshit.
Fact. We were enslaved in Africa and sold through slave trade around the world. Majority of us went to South America.
We did.
United States of America, that we know today.
If you would not consider yourself stolen, there's something wrong with your internal compass.
Stolen by who?
Whoever stole you. Whoever stole you.
Black and white people. Black and white people.
I'm trying to figure out, Tatum, what the hell is wrong with looking at yourself as black first before you anything else, black before you're American.
First of all, time out. Let me say this. The one thing he said, hopefully y'all can hear. He says that black and white people stole us. Listen, let me just say this. Until white people got created and started doing what they do, there was no such thing of fucking slavery. Black people wasn't enslaving people, and other races of people wasn't enslaving their own and shit like that. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all understand that black people is the only people, regardless of what continent or country they from, we're the only race that where around the world we've been enslaved. Around the world. Regardless of what country or continent. White people can't say that. Hispanics can't say that. Chinese, nobody. Listen, in every culture, it is whatever culture you're in, it's going to be some of your people going to sell you out. It just is what it is. We're looking at a prime example of Brandon Tatum right now selling his people out. He wouldn't have no problem if black people were slaves and he wasn't. Because he don't think that he's black and he going to say it. I'm American first. Okay. What American means? It's just a culture. American is a culture. if you notice any other different continents, like Africa, Nigerian, and shit like that, that's actually a race of people. America is not a race of people. All one people. It's just not. You see white people, when they go to black continents, right in Africa, call themselves South African. It's not they calling themselves white Africans. Wherever they from, is the west or east, it's always the dynamic where them people are from, right? So it's not, they don't, even though but that's the trickery of that shit. But ain't nothing African about a fucking white person was born in Africa. There's nothing African about them. They're just from Africa. America is America was created only for being white. That's why I don't understand when black people and everybody was, I'm African American, I'm all this and I'm all that. You're not that. You're whatever your race is. And they say, well, they created race. They didn't just create race here in America. They created it in other places around the world. It's not one just America created color. That's bullshit. Why do other countries or white people that grew up in Africa know they white? Why is that? Why you hear a lot of self-white Africans? White Africans. Hey, I'm white African. Because they know they white. Italian people. Same shit. They know they white, bro. England people. They say England, but they go off of whiteness. That shit didn't create here. Only created, it wasn't just here. That shit was created back before America was even thought about. Slavery always existed, and white people always been racist. Not all of them, but a lot of them. The percentage of white people that ain't racist now, yes, it went down, but white people are still racist around the world. And they didn't push that culture onto other different races and culture of people. Listen, I'll tell you this. Outside of black people, like when you see dark-skinned black people, you know damn well they ain't mixed with nothing but coming from the motherland. That's straight blackness. That's straight blackness. You see a motherfucker like me, even though I'm a little lighter than maybe some dark black people, you know I'm kind of probably mixed with something. It was no such thing of black people being light-skinned like that. You say, oh, no, it was something like, no, listen, even back then, slaughter, enslavement shit, white people fucking black people, I'm just telling you. You see light-skinned black people, nigga, they mix with something. Just telling you that now. They are not 100% black. I know I ain't 100% black or African. I ain't gonna say black, but I'm not 100% African. Hell no. You can take a dark-skinned black person and put them somewhere in the winter, and they still gonna be black. They gonna still be dark. Just because you don't be under the sun like that, people think, oh, it's just the sun. No, it's not that. When you are from Africa, that bloodline of that African shit, and you dark-skinned, you're not getting light because you go to a certain part of the world where the sun ain't on. You can go to the coldest place in the world, and that nigga's still gonna be dark skinned. Me myself, I'll probably get lighter. The fuck out of here, bro. Don't allow these people to try to pretend like, you know. Listen, I'm not saying all white people are racist, but you gotta understand your history of who y'all are. It's not even just an American thing. It's like, y'all people come from trying to conquer others. You did it all around the world. Let's think about it. Listen, love of Puerto Ricans and Mexican people. Like, come on, bro. That is a race that was built on slavery. Honestly. People keep acting like, oh, Spanish come from white people. It does not. It comes from Africa. Spanish, that language, because I told you, we got tribes in Africa. Spanish didn't come from white people. That shit came from black people. It came from African people. That shit is in the African, all that shit is African continents. Spain, all that shit, that all was Africa, bro. A lot of that shit in England, all that shit, that was Africa. It was all Africa. It's all black people shit. Black African, that's all African shit. Spanish is not white people shit. It's not. We got bamboozled to thinking that, oh, because they speak Spanish, that come from white people. It doesn't. When you go to Africa, if you know Africa, do your research, listen, a lot of, you go to Africa, everybody speak different types of language in the African continents. Everybody don't speak this. It's different lingos and shit. And Spanish comes from that. Even when you listen to like the English people, how they speak, that is African lingo. English is something that white people created. I give them that. That's not African shit. Nobody spoke English. That's why when you hear English people, they got like this mixture of accent with English. That's because that whole English language shit, it's not really English. It is African lingo. That's why people like they don't speak clear English. Because a lot of if you don't understand what a lot of these different people that say they got different lingos, different accents, and they speak different language, that all comes from Africa. That is not no shit that white people created. It's not their shit. Even when you talk about speaking Italian, all that shit is Africa. This English shit, people speak clearly the way we do. This is something new. This ain't nothing like motherfuckers was speaking like this. Back in the day, BC's. No, come on, bro. No, I need y'all to understand that. It's just that white people did a good job of conquering shit. Honestly, and taking advantage of black continents. They just deal with, you give them props for that. They good at conquering shit that ain't theirs. in history, people, you have never heard of any black continent, other than if they was going to war, they was dealing with white people or something like that, that black people owned slaves of white people. You have never heard it. It's not even in the history books. You know that. But you know white people has owned black folks. And then they excuses, well, other black people own other black people. Why would they do that? Because they was dealing with racist ass white people that was trying to conquer them. They picked up, listen, black people, the one thing about us, we pick up bad behaviors. Right? Through history, we have picked up bad behaviors from white folks. And we just have. So, like, that's why, like you see a lot of sellout coon ass niggas like Stephen A. Brandon Tatum. They speak the shit that they speak because we picked up these bad behaviors. This is not okay. Why we gotta praise white people for some, like, listen, I'm not saying all white people are racist and bad, but we don't gotta praise white people to make ourselves feel good. But then we see it as this bad thing when black people praise each other, like we praising our people. Somehow that's that don't sound right. And you know why it don't sound right? It's because of the fact we ain't used to bigging up our own. That's why, because we've been programmed not to big up our own because we less than. That was the whole program. So when you hear, you're gonna hear Brandon Tatum, he always gonna try to, the white people this, the white people, they ain't do everything for us, bro. They enslaved us in this country. We don't owe, like, the thing is, they acting like we owe white people something. We don't owe them shit. Listen, I always tell you, as a free black man, in a way, right? Because we ain't totally free. I keep telling y'all that. But, nigga, I don't think white people owe me nothing. I just say don't stand in my way. Don't stand in my people's way. Or what we trying to do. If you're not a racist. That's my thing. But anyway, let's move on.
Or anything else? What's wrong with it?
Okay, because all black people ain't the same. And like for instance, we all different. So when I say I'm black, what does that mean?
Can I interject right now?
No. Black people from New York is different than black people from the South.
Hold up. First of all, you ignorant son of a bitch. Listen. I say that all black people ain't the same. And only reason I say that, in the civil rights era, right? It was a small portion of our people that did fuck shit. But in the civil rights era, all our people was on code. Just because we all ain't the same and we don't think the same, does not mean that we don't supposed to stay on code. And that's what Brandon Tatum is saying. Because we so different, we all don't got to be on code. Listen, I don't agree with everything all black people say, but it's certain shit we stay on code with. Shit, I ain't got to like certain black people. As long as I got enough respect for you, we good. But if you sell us out, I have no respect for you. So I don't give a fuck if you come on outside or not. And we're going to get into that. But no, this nigga is out of pocket, man.
And like for instance, we all different. So when I say I'm black, what does that mean?
Can I interject right now?
No. Black people from New York is different than black people from the South. Black people from Africa that came over here as immigrants are very different than African Americans. We're all diverse. Like anybody else. When white people say I'm white first, what does that mean?
I would ask that, forget. I don't want me to forget white folks, but I'm like,
let me say this. So, because you from New York, and this black person is from the South, And because they think differently and they speak different lingos, they don't, racism doesn't happen to either one of these different types of black people. Huh, nigga? Listen, this is that coonery shit. I don't give a fuck. Do y'all understand there's different levels of how people perceive racism? Or not perceive it, but it happens to them in different ways. Like, rich black people deal with racism in a certain type of way than we would. Right? But that doesn't mean that racism ain't real. Right? They dealing with racism. It's a problem. And that's why if you're a rich black person, you know you deal with racism, to say, well, nah, I don't deal with that type of racism like that. All that shit is racism. At the end of the day, it's all racism. It don't matter if I think differently from you. Racism will happen to you. It has happened to you. Listen, it is by 0.001 of black people, regardless if you are a mixed breed or whatever you are, you have dealt with some type of racism. It is a very, 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 very small portion of black people that didn't have that. And listen, and there's some black people that don't even know that is some type of bigotry or racism is happening in their presence. Because they, I ain't gonna say ignorant, they just didn't grow up a certain type of way. So they don't know. They don't have the history. They didn't grow up in an environment. You got black people that says it's certain white people that are best friends. It's okay with me. But do you understand that there's a difference, though, just because a motherfucker, your best friend, ain't gonna go through what you go through? Listen, I done heard white people is real friends of black people. Like best friends. And they say, I didn't know that racism existed like that until it happened to my black friend. My best black friend. My best friend, period, but my friend is black, but he's my best friend. I didn't know he went through that. And as much as I was shocked, my black friend was shocked. I have talked to people like that. Like, listen, I keep saying this over and over again. It's a very bad thing that Donald Trump is in office and spreading this division and hate amongst the races, or amongst the race of people. But it's a good thing for black people to understand that racism exists. Stop allowing this. Stop trying to allow people to tell you that racism doesn't exist because of whatever position you are in. Excuse me, but I got a lot of white friends. That don't mean shit. Excuse me, you are going to run into racist ass white people. You might not even know that some of your friends are saying racist white jokes. Like, you don't even know that. The problem they got with black people is black people, some black people, you can say they're extreme a little bit. But one thing that you know about black people is that if we don't fuck with you, it doesn't matter as much about your skin that you think it is about. It's who you are as a person. Listen, I won't fuck with certain black people. It ain't got nothing to do with their skin complexion. A lot of it got to do with who they are as people. As a person, they got no morals. But yeah, they black too. Okay. I don't fuck with certain black people like I don't fuck with white people for the same moral principles. And the same thing with white people. If I don't fuck with certain white people on some moral certain type of shit, I don't fuck with certain black people on that. But I'm not ignorant to not pretend like racism doesn't exist. The system of systemic racism doesn't exist. Like, please stop. Let's move on.
Forget, we're not talking about that at this particular moment. Let's stick with black people in this regard. When you talk about the slave trade, and you said we were enslaved and then traded all over the world. Who are those people? Black people. I'm trying to say, if you identify with that from an historical perspective, these are my ancestors. This is what we endured. This is where I come from. And that's what I identified with first. Because to some degree, I'm still feeling some remnants of that, even in today's society. I'm saying, if you identify yourself as black before you identify yourself as American, what you're doing is saying, coming out of the womb, I know I'm going to be at a disadvantage because I'm in America and I'm going to have to scratch and claw and have an uphill climb. Now, that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you use it as a crutch. It doesn't mean that you sit up there and use that as a reason to be lackadaisical and have a defeatist attitude and don't work your way and maneuver your way through that terrain in order to get to that point. But it does mean you at least acknowledging that, there are historical, insidious acts that are associated with this particular nation that I live in. And as a result, I recognize the fact that I'm going to have to march forward and it's going to be a uphill climb.
And that's why we call you a sellout, Stephen, because you know better. And like I said, there's certain behaviors that you can't do as a black person. Right? Like there's certain shit that you can't side with white people on or try to understand them on. Seriously. When racism and bigotry come in, listen, I don't give a fuck what race you are. Right? Like I know black people can be bigoted. I get that. But I don't fuck with I don't fuck with black people like that. I don't like bigoted shit. Right? Now, did fuck with people, black people that are bigoted? Yeah. But you grow out of it, you know better not to fuck with those people. You try to help them not to be big, because it's one thing about a black person of being bigoted. It's a reason why they're bigoted, right? It's a reason why, right? It's a history behind a black person being bigoted, right? Honestly, it's not to make a full excuse for it, but it's an excuse there of why certain black people are bigots. It's a history behind that. But for white people to be racist or any other race, especially like other minorities to be racist and shit like that to black people and shit, be anti-black, ain't no reason for you to be that way. We ain't do shit to you. And that's why it always mind-boggles me about racist people or people that ain't black. Like, the fuck out of what we do to you? Now, like, listen, the new thing is to be anti-black American. Right? If you from America, you black in America, you from here, you represent black American. That's why I don't even like to put that black American shit on us. That American shit on us. Because I'm not American. I'm just born here. I honestly, it's almost like I was born in the 80s, but I was raised in the 90s. Right? That's how I look at being born in America. I was born in America, but I was raised by my people. Black people. Yeah, we here from America. But I don't represent America. It's nothing about America I represent other than my black culture. That's it. I don't represent all that other shit. I don't. I represent our people. And the bad part about it, they don't give us the respect that they're supposed to give us about being American. So I'm not claiming America. So, sorry. I'm not claiming America. I'm not putting America before my blackness. I would never do that. America does not acknowledge us as black people. They still mistreat us to this day, think we less than. And then people keep talking about it's just the freedom of speech to say whatever you want. So you got a problem with censoring people, right? People being silenced because of their racism. Okay, you bring it back to where people get their First Amendment, say whatever they want, be racist. But then you got a problem now that people say, call you white supremacists and racists. You got a problem with that. Now we doing reverse racism now all of a sudden. That shit don't make no sense, bro. I'm not literally just going out my way to call white people racist because they disagree with me. But if you side with racism, I'm calling you a racist. It's not complicated. But anyway, let's move on.
You at least acknowledging that, yo, there are historical, insidious acts that are associated with this particular nation that I live in, and as a result, I recognize the fact that I'm going to have to march forward, and it's going to be a uphill climb for me to get to where I'm going. If somebody identifies that black, you can do that.
But Stephen A., that's not always true that every black person have to suffer an uphill climb. That's not true. And we'll go back to like what I said. My ancestors came from Nigeria, so I know that, you know, through my ancestry.com research, that my people came over here as slaves. Not every black person.
Yes, listen, let me say what coons like to do, right? And that's what's probably fucking with our kids at this point, right? I go back to what I was saying before, right? Like my daughter, she don't know nothing about racism as much as she probably should know, right? Well, my daughter's not an idiot, right? Like she's not that ignorant to it, right? I ain't say idiot, but she's not that ignorant to it. She understands it's different colors of skin of people, right? Like we was having this conversation. I was talking to my wife, and my wife said this shit to me. I said my daughter one day, and said that I guess it was her and my mother-in-law and shit like that was talking, and my daughter said to my mother-in-law was like, I got a one of her coaches or something, right? And she was like, and she's what she said, some like whiter skin or lighter skin or something like that. I think it was whiter skin. She got whiter skin. Right? Now, mind you, me and my wife, we don't really talk about race around my daughter like that. We don't. It's just that we don't do it. It's not necessary because we tell her to, because I don't want, listen, I ain't gonna say I don't want. We don't have to. I think that she's so respectful that a lot of times, a lot of the shit that we probably want to teach her, we don't really have to teach her because she's just respectful. Right? Like, and we teach her more about respecting people. Right? But my daughter don't grow up into a place that where it's a race thing with her. Right? And we tell her about, like, we tell her, I don't give a fuck who it is. Somebody bully you or whatever, you speak on it or you stand up for yourself. Like, we don't care who it is. Like, we try to teach her what Brandon Tatum is trying to put out there. But you got to think about it. It's different. Like, listen, my mom didn't teach me about racism. I had to experience that shit. I had to actually go through it to know it. And that's how I raised my kid in a way. I'm going to teach you how to be respectful and be responsible and treat people with respect and dignity. But I can't really fully teach her. I don't want to push her to a point that where like she think the way I think about white people. Like, you get what I mean? That's her decision. Right? That's her experience if she goes through it. But when it happens, yes, I'll be there. And then once it happened, I explained to her how to handle it from now on at that point. But, you know, let me tell you some real shit. My daughter, she goes to a public school now. Right? Before then, we paid money for her to go to a private school. Right? She went to the private school. She was younger then, but, kids don't forget shit. And this year, a lot of her friends is leaving or whatever, blah, blah. And I told my daughter, and her bullying, from what we understand, she got bullied from people that look like her from the public school, right? My daughter don't want to leave there. She wanted to be here where she is. But you do not, I always say this. You don't push kids to do shit because you want that. Right? Now, they young like that, I get that. But they get a certain age, it's a conversation you have. You don't just get to make that decision for your fucking kid. Right? Because you take away from them growing. Right? They got to experience shit that you may not want them to experience, but they got to experience it. But you don't get to take that experience away from them because you're trying to shelter them and shit like that. You don't do that. Right? That's my point. I just be trying to get people to understand that, yeah, these kids, they not who we were and shit like that. They'll deal with that shit in their own way. I'd rather for that shit to take time for them. It made me as reckless, and a lot of bad behaviors I have is because I experienced that shit so young. When you see a lot of these kids and shit, they get their 20s and shit, and they ignorant this shit. It's not that they ignorant. It's the parents around them. It's the parents around them. Like if my kid got older and they was on some coonery shit because they grew, like my daughter, nigga, she getting checked. Hold on, don't be talking to your people like that. Like, it's a conversation you have. You pay attention, regardless of how old your kid get, you still a fucking parent. So where's the parents at? And listen, if my kid out of pocket or some shit like that, and they on social media doing that shit, nigga, and they ain't listening to me, nigga, I'm checking them on social media. You want to be a part of that lifestyle because it's a different thing on that. Okay, well, look, I'm gonna say what I say. We don't agree with none of that. I don't agree with none of that bullshit. We didn't raise them to be like this, and you break shit down. But parents like to hide behind their kids and religion and bullshit. You can't just do that. Your kids get out of pocket, you check your fucking kid, man. They want to get on the internet. Like, your kid embarrasses you on the internet. Because they are part of who you are. You raised them. And for your kid not to understand that? Nah, bro. Fuck out of here. Listen, I went to plenty of situations. This last shit, right? Went to my daughter track meet before she did the state shit. And they said, man, I wish I had your kid. Or my kid. She's very polite. That's because when she was young, we raised her that way. Now, here and there, my daughter, she's a kid. She gonna get out. She said some slick shit to me, slick shit to my wife here and there. It's a kid, but you check it. You don't let them get away with it. And that's one thing about me. I don't let my daughter get away with none of that shit she said out of her mouth. And I'm a punk ass daddy, but she get, you know what I'm saying, like going too far with that slick shit out of her mouth. Hey, watch your mouth. Who you talking to? What's wrong with you? You check that shit. And let your kid, because once your kid think they can speak to you any kind of way, they're going to speak to others outside of you when you ain't there. But people don't like to check their kids. Listen, I feel good about people saying, well, you got a good kid, you respect them. That's cool. Respect that, make me feel good. But my duty ain't done. You check your fucking kid. I don't give a fuck how old your kid get. Watch your mouth. Watch who you talking to. Who you talking to? You don't speak to me like that. And if you spoke to me like that, it'd be a problem. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't let your kids do certain shit. Like I said, however my kid acts here in my presence, and if I let her or he or she, whoever, right, get away with anything or talk to me a certain type of way, that's a reflection on me. It's like my God kids. They don't play with me like that, nigga. None of my God kids. They ain't no better, nigga. They, listen, they may talk to their parent like that, but they don't play with me like that. They ain't no better. Godfather, uncle, they, whatever. They don't play me like that, bro. They ain't no better. Because I don't play that shit. I told oh my God, be respectful. But you can't tell people how to raise their kids. But like I said, for me, my God kids don't play with me, not my present. They may treat their parents and say certain shit to their parents, do shit. Nigga, they don't do it in front of me. They know better. I don't play that shit. I got way too much respect for my elders like that to be playing around with people. I mean, playing around with these young kids like that. I don't play like that. You get what I mean? Like, it'd be like the young niggas at the job and shit, right? They say little shit all day mouth and shit like that. Nigga, they don't play me like that. They don't talk to me crazy, nigga. They know better. Like, you know what I mean? Because they know it's going to be a problem because I already established who the fuck I am. I always show them respect. It's always going to be respect, even though they're younger than me. But it's certain shit you can't say to me. Or say around me, nigga. Like, come on. I'm going to check that shit. I had this little young child. I used to tell her, like, you wildin'. Like, you know what I mean? You only say so much to a motherfucker that's wildin', right? You know what I mean? But they never disrespect me and shit. But I don't like you disrespecting other people either, so I don't really fuck with you too tough like that. You start disrespecting people, you know, just because you, whatever mood you in, then you try to make excuse for about it. But if I give you dollars to be like, all right, but this is how you got to handle that, though. Right? This is a way you can handle and not getting yourself all upset and saying shit out your mouth that you shouldn't be saying. That's my thing. I always tell young people. I always try to get young people game. Like, I get it. People do be on bullshit. The elders do be on some bullshit. Don't get me wrong. But it's a way you got to do that, though. You know what I mean? I don't fuck with everybody. I don't fuck if you young or old. If you come off at me wrong, I don't fuck with you like that. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Came from slavery. It wasn't the case. Not every black person in America migrated here was in the South. Some of them went to the North and were indentured service, and they never were slaves. Some black people came over here and became slave owners and were not slaves themselves. So it's a very dynamic differentiation between the experience of black people in its totality as existing in America. So me saying I'm black first before I'm an American, I think that's a misnomer. I think that's you're pigeonholing yourself, because if you were going to say I'm black, that means negative. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage, man. And I say I'm an American first because I believe in American values.
And let me say this. You see how he said, like, oh, those black people that came over here that enslaved other black people. Let me just say this. It's a behavior, right? Like, if I got a family let's just say I got bullied, right? I got bullied, right? And then I learned from the bullyingness to somehow survive. Just to say that, right? And then I go somewhere else, another neighborhood, right? And I bully people. But I know who the bully and not the bully, right? I ain't gonna bully no white people or certain people from certain neighborhoods because I know better to bully certain motherfuckers in certain neighborhoods because I know they big and bad too. But I still keep my bully. I'm still scared of them motherfuckers because I'm a bully too. But my family used to get punked and get treated bad by bullies. And I said, oh, I ain't gonna let nobody bully me. But at the same time, I still get bullied in a way, right? But I bully what I can bully, right? I go along with the program because if the program is just to bully people, that's what I'm gonna do. Listen, even though my point is, even though we might have had some blaze, I didn't say might have had, but we had black slave owners, which wasn't even close to 1%. It wasn't even close to it, right? Certain token Negroes that did what they did, right? Now, and you have that, right? You have these certain token Negroes that enslave people. Do you understand that they most likely came from a culture of being that their ancestors or people being slaves, and they probably took this bad, like you turn bad behavior or people that's you seen that was victims, right? And you say, I'm not gonna be that. And you turn yourself into the motherfuckers that victimize people that look like you. Right? Like you seen people that victimize people that got victimized look like you from racists. It's like sellouts. Like, you get what I mean? They know how listen, Brandon Tatum know how what racism is. He know how that shit feel. But he'd rather be above those black people to feel safe. So he does the same shit that the people that bully him, that he knows racist, that probably be racist to him, and the type of people like that have been racist to him, and he don't want to allow that to happen to him. It's almost like he's trying to shield himself, right? Because he is scared Negro. They cowards. You don't turn into a slave owner. Who's praising? Listen, let me just say this. You know what bothered me about him even bringing this up? That, it was black people in this country that own black people. So, who's glorifying these niggas? Who in the black community, who's glorifying black slave owners that own black people in this country? Who glorified them? You don't even see that in our history books of even our black historian black folks. We don't glorify them. We don't even acknowledge them. But the coons do. You notice that? Brandon Tatum, he acknowledged, it was, and then use it against black people like somehow we being racist, or we should give white racists a pass because it was black slaves. They wasn't even nowhere close to being 1%. Nowhere near it. Listen, you can't even name. Listen, people on Real Talk, can you go in the history books and name black slaves? Black slave owners. Can you name any of them? Because they wasn't important. Even to the racist slave owners, white people. They had no respect for those niggas that enslaved their own people. They actually despised them as well. They was the type of motherfucking white people that was laughing at these niggas. And listen, all them black slave owners, they had no power. We don't even talk about them black slave owners. They're not even respected. From the racist white people. From the racist white slave owners. Come on, bro. Only reason white people even bring up black slave owners is try to be like, oh, we weren't the only people that was enslaving y'all. Well, our ancestors wasn't the only ones in this country enslaving y'all. When we know that these niggas wasn't even close to 1% of black slave owners. Like, come on, bro. We know back in those days, all them black people didn't own no shit. What they won't tell you is that all those all those coon-ass niggas that own black slaves that was black, right? That own other black people in this country. You know they had to still pay money to racist white people. You know they still was segregated to those black racists. To those black people that they was enslaving. They didn't have no motherfucking rights like that. They wasn't moving around like y'all thought they was moving around. They had to still step away. They couldn't talk back to other or stand up for them. Not even talking back, but stood up for themselves against whites, other slave owners. They couldn't even talk like that to other white people that didn't own slaves. They couldn't talk to white people like that. Like, you know what I mean? Have some type of bass in their voice. They was nobodies. Just like Brandon Tatum. You're nobody at the end of the day. You're no different than those black slave owners that you keep bringing up to try to justify racism and slavery in this country. You goofy ass nigga. Damn shame.
I think that's you're pigeonholing yourself, because if you were going to say I'm black, that means negative. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage, man. And I say I'm an American.
Who told you that black was a negative? See, that's his thought process. He said you just saying that you black, it's like you saying it's a negative. It's like a negative. Who said that being black is a negative? You're saying that. Me being black, it's no negative for me to be black. See, you got to catch these bitch-ass sellouts in the moment of they saying shit. Why is it a negative that is saying, oh, I'm black? I represent black first. That's a negative? So is it a negative when the Jewish community say I'm Jewish? They represent they shit first. Is it a negative for that? And then he gonna bring up white people saying, oh, I'm white first. That's a negative towards them. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It hasn't been proven in this country that it is. What the fuck are you talking about? But saying I'm black first, it's a negative? It's coonery shit, bro. Unbelievable. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm back, people. No, just think about what he's saying. It's like he's basically saying, you know, it's a bad thing. I'm saying I'm black. I'm black, nigga. I'm. If you think that's a negative, that's on you. But me saying I'm black, I'm good. I want everybody. First of all, if you don't see no color, that's a problem for me. Number one, but number two, don't get mad at me because I recognize if you don't know and you feel like you in your bubble or whatever, I'm recognizing that I'm black. That's a problem. If me recognizing who I am being a black person, if that's a problem for you, then you ain't the type motherfucker I wouldn't fuck with. It's like I said, I don't have a problem with all white people, but I ain't got a problem with black people saying I'm white. Okay, cool. What type of white person are you? And like I said, it's a different type of culture. White people ain't got to go around and talk about, oh, I'm white. Black people got to let motherfuckers know I'm with my people. I mean, you can call it a little bit of insecurity with some of us. But we got to recognize, we want to recognize, nigga, I'm with my people, I'm black, nigga. I want my people to know I'm with them. And we got that struggle. We've been dealing with it for years. Through hundreds of years now. Black, nigga, I'm with my people. White people ain't got to do that. They ain't going to say I'm white and all that. Usually when white people say I'm white, they go on some racist shit. When black people do that, we saying it, listen, I'm with my people. I'm with you. I'm with my fucking folks. It's a different type of reaction when black people say I'm black and when white people say they white. They usually get on some racist shit. Black people ain't on no racist shit. We can't, first of all, we can't be racist like that. We don't have no power in this country like that. And then number two, like I said, we don't hate white people. I don't dislike white people. I don't hate white people, even if you are racist and you hate me. I don't hate you because you're not that important to me if you're a fucking racist. So, yeah, I don't hate you. What I got to hate you for? Now I'm stooping down to your hateful ass level. Fuck out of here. But anyway, let's move on.
I'm black first before I'm an American. I think that's a misnomer. I think that's you're pigeonholing yourself because if you were going to say I'm black, that means negative. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage, man. And I say I'm an American first because
he said, "Oh, that's saying a negative." Who told you that was a negative? Who's saying being black first is a negative thing? Racist ass white people. Or people that's racist. I told you, anytime black people, I'm putting my people first. That's a negative. But they have no problem. Brandon Tatum has people in his chat that is racist, that donate to him all the time. He never tells them they wrong about what they're saying. And they say plenty of racist shit, but him cooning and they agree with his coonery, he never fights back against that. So now you're mad at black people for saying, oh, yeah, I'm black. That's a negative. Yeah, whatever. Let's move on, man.
I think that's you're pigeonholing yourself. Because
hold on, and let me say this. You side with a dead nigga, and he not dead nigga, but you side with this dead ass cracker, Charlie Kirk, right? That said he's very skeptical if he see a black pilot. You have no problem with that though, but you got a problem with black people identifying and being proud that they're black. That's a negative. But you have no problem with a racist ass white man saying if I see a black pilot, I'm gonna second guess that. I don't know if they qualify. You have no problem with that. You friends that he's my friend. You said all here and cried for this racist. But you got a problem with black people. Saying, listen, hey man, I'm black first. You got a problem with that? That's a negative. But it ain't no negative that racist said what he said about a black pilot. He don't know if that person is qualified or not. But he assumes that that black person is not qualified because of the color of their skin. You have no problem with that, though. That's not negative. Okay. See, that's why I couldn't debate these type of people, because it's easy to debunk their bullshit. It's not a real long conversation. Because they coons and sellouts, they are just as much as hypocrites as racist people. They live in la-la land, nigga. They don't live in real reality. They live in la-la land. Let's move on.
Between the experience of black people in its totality as existing in America. So me saying I'm black first before I'm an American, I think that's a misnomer. I think that's you're pigeonholing yourself. Because if you were going to say I'm black, that means negative. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage, man. And I say I'm an American first because I believe in American values. My ancestors fought.
So what he's saying is, I want y'all to hear what he's saying. He's saying, if you say I'm black first, that's a negative. Right? But if I say I'm an American, that is positive. When we know just having America, just say America, we know the history of America. But it's a negative to say you black, though. But it ain't no negative saying you're an American. When we know the history of America, nah, man, that's moving. Like I said, some people let this shit go over their head, let this motherfucker just say what he say, and you don't realize what this nigga is saying. This nigga is telling you, saying that you identify as black is a negative thing. Regardless if you're a good or bad black person. Just saying you identify as black, it's a negative. It's wrong. But to say you're an American, is nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. When we know the history of America. Listen, however you look at black people or being black in this, we did more good than we did bad. I tell you that shit. But America did more bad than they did good. The fuck are you talking about? But anyway, let's move on. But I told you, you got to catch these coons when they speak. I'd have cut his ass off right there. Hold on, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
That I can be free in this country. All of our ancestors were not the same. Didn't come from the same countries. Didn't speak the same languages. We are diverse people, and we don't need to be looking at a.
And that's what he does. That's what coons do. We diverse people. They got nothing to do with it. We black at the end of the day. We black. I don't go fuck you from Africa or not. You black. That's why I have a real issue with some of our black African brothers and sisters that come over here talking that bullshit. Fuck you on. At the end of the day, we black. But I told y'all, whenever black people try to unify, it's always an issue. And then they use token black niggas to destroy it. They did it to the Black Panther movement. That's why Malcolm X is dead. They did it to you know, I said the Black Panther movement. They did it to them. Killed the leaders of that, and the civil rights leaders. They killed that one nigga, Martin Luther King. They killed him, assassinated him, because they knew that was the nigga that kept us together. Everybody else, they mattered, but he was that guy. He kept everybody together. Like we supposed to be. Just like Malcolm X, same shit. we had ideology differences between certain black groups. But when white people got in that, that's one different thing. We can say whatever we want to say. We'll figure that shit out sooner or later. But when white people get in the mix of our shit, then they fuck our shit up. And that's what happened to Martin and Malcolm. That's why we've been broken since then. Nigga, you kill off both our leaders, then we watching generations of black people self-destruct themselves. That's what happened. And everybody saying that, well, how shit used to be. Well, that's how it used to be. Ain't none of you. A lot of them old motherfuckers, like people that's older, and it's no disrespect to a lot of our elders. But a lot of you niggas talking about how shit used to be. Ain't none of y'all niggas trying to take the mountain of doing what Malcolm and Martin did. Nobody stepped up. Nobody stepped up like that. Jesse Jackson, he tried, but see what happened. Black people started selling them out. And then they already infiltrated the black community by literally putting drugs in our community. This ain't no shit that we just made up. We trying to play victim. These are facts. The government, the CIA, literally put crack cocaine in our community to destroy us, in which they did. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, what some of these sellout niggas talking about, bro? They want to keep bringing them niggas in the hood doing this and doing that. Nigga, a lot of these niggas grew up from that era of where the government put crack cocaine in our community. Say, listen, this is the only way you niggas can live. Kill each other. Sell poison to one another. Now we in 2026. Now they got a problem with drugs now. Because now this shit didn't reach their communities. And it was way before this. But I'm just saying. Now it's an issue. Drugs wasn't that big of a deal because it was only affecting us. Even when you're talking about a clean crime bill. The only reason they even was talking about that shit is that shit was affecting white kids. White people. You thought only black people was getting high back then? No. It was just affecting our communities more than it was theirs. And then when it started affecting them, then they wanted to make a crime bill. Now they want to talk to the black people to come together with them and then they only focused on us. Like we was bringing the crack in. We was only bringing the crack in, people. We only ones had all the connects. Bullshit. You know, they never talk about how the government actually literally, nobody's held accountable for that shit. They don't get no reparations back to the black community of the government helped destroy the community. Listen, we can go deeper than that, but yo, just off of them putting drugs in our community, destroying our communities for over 100 years, because it was 100 years that they fucked out, they literally destroyed our community because we got rights. They literally did that. And there's no reparations. I don't want to talk about reparations. That shit fucked up generations of black people. Even fucking some of these young kids up. The fuck are you talking about? Please stop. Anyway, let's move on.
All of our ancestors were not the same. Didn't come from the same countries. Didn't speak the same languages. We are diverse people, and we don't need to be looking at a skin color. Because I don't agree with a lot of stuff black people do. We ain't the same people. If you sagging your pants and gang banging and doing stuff that you're not supposed to, we ain't the same. If you doing the right thing and raising your kids and
Time out. Let me ask y'all a question. Right? And it's black people, right? See, this is what I don't respect. Because I'm going to break shit down. I'm going to make shit clear. Because I'm not going to let this nigga get away with the bullshit he's saying. You notice he only focusing on the gangbangers in the black community. Do you know we're about 15 to 20% of the country? We ain't even talking about all the black people that's arrested and locked up in jail. We ain't talking about that percentage. We're talking about the black people here, right? Out in the day. Do you understand that, white people commit more crime than black people? The media, social media, however you want to look at it, they don't focus on that. How the white community, is destroying communities. They don't do that. Because what they do is, when one of their white people do racist, fucked up shit, or I'm just saying, not even racist shit, they just do criminality shit, they just say, we didn't know that about that person. That person was around us, they ain't know that, blah, 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 right? And they committed all types of crimes through the community. They got records, but they never blame it on the white community, right? If that white person, they finally did some crazy shit that where like it get noticed like that, but they still sweep it under the rug. But when black people do shit, they go to the community. They point the community out. All your local news, that's all they do. When they really talk about white on white crime, when they really do that, they don't do that. There are in our communities, the news networks, the local networks, all that shit, it's in our community. They talk about our shit. They got the reporters and all that shit, investigators, whatever, in our community. We are the most police community still to this day. Still to this day. That's why when you hear about if black people do some shit out in the white communities and good neighborhoods, they be like, they talk about it, but it goes away very soon. Nobody talks about that shit like that. But when it's a majority of black people in the community, they talk about it more. White people commit more crimes than black people. And it doesn't even matter what race it is. They commit more crimes. But ain't nobody talking about white people commit more crimes. It's the black people. Listen, like I always try to tell black people, stop acting like we gotta speak to the media and all that other shit to speak about our issues. For what? They're gonna use that shit and push more the agenda that it's more crime happening in our community, whereas majority black people than the white people. White people commit way more crime than black people. These are facts. These are statistics. They know, but they focus on us. Look what they doing to immigrants. Look what they doing. That's all they talk about. They don't talk about white people committing crime. White people in this country commit more crimes than any immigrants. Any immigrants. Don't matter where they're from. They commit more crime in America than any immigrant. If they're here illegally or illegally. These are facts. But do they do the news on that? No, they don't. No, they don't. And if they do it, they don't stay on the news that long. The only reason that even Carmelo name is still up because black people are siding with him. A lot of black people are siding like, yo, hold on, man. Y'all get this nigga 35. What? That's why it's an issue. But if we don't say nothing, if a lot of our black people, we like, all right, he did that shit. It is what it is. Nobody talking about that shit. Nobody talking about it. It's when we feel like that the injustice happened and then they run with the story. And I keep telling y'all, we the culture. Good or bad, we the culture. These motherfuckers can do the most horrible shit in this country. And that shit don't get talked about like that. They don't keep talking about it. It's not a trending thing. I keep telling y'all, even that judge shit, that dude that's a racist that's locked up for shooting somebody, they're not really talking about that shit on mainstream media like that. Because he's not a relevant thing. And they know that this motherfucker most likely going to jail. He's going to jail. That's why they ain't talking about it. Just trying to tell y'all. They're not talking about this shit locally like that. They're not. I mean, not locally, but mainstream. They're not talking about that shit like that. They ain't talking about that shit on CNN like that. They're talking about Carmelo, though. I keep trying to tell y'all, man, stop. Listen, this shit that they're doing in America right now, it's a phase, but it's reality. What you're seeing, all the racism and bigotry, this is how majority of white people feel. And other minorities, a lot of other minorities, they feel this way about black people. And this ain't nothing new. This shit been around. They've been feeling this way about black people. That's why we always the topic. Mainly bad shit. They don't want to talk about black people doing good shit. That shit bothers them. That's why, like I told you, like even with the boycott for the Asian community, they upset about that shit. A lot of them upset about that shit. It's because it's affecting them. When black people wake up, they be like, no, hold on, man. We y'all business. What are white people at? Like, why y'all mad at us? Right? If we ain't shit and we this, then okay, you shouldn't be upset that we boycott. Because all other races in your own race should be supporting your business. Straight up. But they ain't. So you mad at black people because we like, nah, we gonna take our money somewhere else. We're gonna spend our money on ourselves. But we gonna take that shit somewhere else. Now you mad at that because we ain't giving you our money. And you ain't got no respect. Like, come on, bro. All right, keep telling y'all. Stop falling for the bullshit. Listen, these people and these coons, they sit out here and they pretend that they for us, but they not. They worse than the racists. Because they know what they're doing. They know better. They know what the fuck they're doing. They're literally putting targets on black people back. They don't really give a fuck about if the black person is good or not. They made it. I literally seen Brandon Tatum take a side of a racist ass cop that shot a black woman over hot boiling water where she was nowhere close to that, and he justified that. And then he tried to I'm taking race out of it. I'm just talking about as a police officer. So he hid behind because I was a law enforcement. But nigga, we know law enforcement is racist, so you don't get to like not take race out of that. Race matters in everything. It's like politics. But anyway, let's move on.
Having a family and doing all that stuff, then we are more similar. I have more similarities with white people than I do with some black people. So I don't wake up out of the womb and I think about my kids. I'm in a blended family. I'm in a mixed family. Kid will wake up every morning and be, I'm black. Okay, what do you mean? You're born in America. You're an American.
Okay.
I'm so glad.
Gary, I'm going to give you the last word because I got to end this soon. I'm going to give you the last word.
Well, I don't get to do that because I got a mixed family. First of all, it ain't got nothing to do with your kids being in a mixed family. You mixed anyway because you light-skinned. And not trying to disrespect light-skinned black folks are like I'm not trying to consider y'all amongst us, but I'm just saying, well, y'all ain't black. But the nigga, you mixing with something. I always say I'm mixing with shit. I know I'm mixing with a lot of shit. And I'm darker than these light-skinned people. You get what I mean? So, nigga, what the fuck that got to do with anything? Because your kids is like, you get what I mean? Like, he's trying to pretend like, oh, well, because he's in a biracial relationship. That don't mean shit. That don't mean a motherfucking thing. You look at Michelle Obama, you know that's a black woman. Do you think that she don't understand she ain't black? Huh? And she's more important than you are. She has done way more shit to help out people than you have. And you don't think that she don't think she's black? Or she look at her blackness as a negative? Like she look at her blackness as a negative. You think that, huh, nigga? See, that's what I'm saying about these coon niggas. Like, excuse me. Listen, bro. What the fuck do that even mean? You got, so what? That means you may be teaching your kids just like how you think. Because you on coonery shit, you gonna try to coon your kids out. You gonna teach them coonery. Color don't matter. Okay. Teach your kid that and see what happens. I don't know what society this nigga think he lives in. It ain't never been a society in history in America that where you can roam around this country and pretend that race don't matter. Like, even with my daughter grows up around multicultural people. I ain't teaching her some of the shit that I'm talking to y'all about. Like, I don't do that. Like, she kid. So, but my kid know the difference. She know that she black. I heard teach her that. She knows she black. So you keep trying to act like, oh, we keep pushing out kids. No, nigga, I ain't got to push my kid to do nothing. I know this for a fact. I didn't teach my daughter about skin complexion or race. And I don't even think she fully even understand race. But she knows the difference between that motherfucker is lighter than me and I'm darker. Do she treat people different because of that? No. She don't know, but she knows that a motherfucker is a different color skin than her, but she don't treat that motherfucker differently or understand a certain way because she a different color. No, she don't know that. Of course not. But she know that motherfucker a different color than me, and my wife ain't never taught her that. We never even spoke to her about race. That's what she figured out on her own. And she's 10. And she's autistic. So, no, nigga, we didn't teach her shit about race like that. But she knows the difference. She don't know fully. But she knows it's a difference. She know color, nigga. So mothers are around, we don't teach our kids about color. I didn't teach my kid about color. My daughter picked that shit up on her own. Like I said, you grow up around people that look like you. Of course, you're going to know the difference when you go outside of dealing with somebody that look different from you. That ain't the same color skin. You act like people don't see color. That's the dumbest shit in the world. I don't see color. That's the dumbest shit that somebody can say. So that means you just walking out and you just, like you say, I'm colorblind. You cannot be colorblind. That means you don't see nothing. You don't see color at all. That means you don't see red, green, yellow. You don't see none of these colors. You don't see nothing. That's bullshit. Anyway, let's move on.
America is very specific about how we handle black folks. You ever heard the word octoroon, Brother Tatum?
No, I haven't.
You know what? Well, you don't know what octoroon is. An octoroon is somebody who's 1/8 black. Okay? You ever heard the word Mulatto, I'm sure. Mulatto means you mixed half black. You heard that before?
I heard of the one drop rule and I heard of mulatto.
Okay, so in a country that has the ability to label whether you 1/8 black, they got a word for it. The Pope would be considered an octoroon. Pope Leo would be considered an American octoroon. I know this because this is the history of America that we were so specific. We have been so specific in this country that there are this state to go other places to play white in order to get away with not having to deal with the issues of what they do to black people.
They used to.
Brother, my mother turns 80. My beautiful mother turns 80 on June 18th. She went to segregated schools in this country.
But she don't know more.
But because she had to fight tooth and nail.
He said she don't do it no more. That doesn't mean, listen, and this is what happens. He said that because she was 80. Right, my grandma was 80 something years old. Right, her birthday probably just passed. Right. Listen, you gonna tell my grandmother that? Yeah, she know things change, right? But she sees the world in a way that I can never imagine how she sees the world. Regardless, I'm in this time that I'm in now. Because she, from back in the, she lived generations of seeing. And you're going to try to tell an elderly person that they don't see what they see? When they lived through every generation? Every generation. Talking about somebody that's 80-something years old. Yeah, and it's not like my grandma, she out in the suburbs like that. Yeah, she lived a little better than she used to live. But the nigga, she ain't like, she grew up in segregation. The fuck are you talking about? She's supposed to ignore that. Ignore segregation. Ignore all the shit she been through. And the shit that even through the generations of before we even was born. And then when we was born, she still seen some of the shit. Not as probably as harsh, but they just did it in different ways. I told you, nobody got to call black people a nigga. Listen, what's the dude? Chad, the dude that got locked up down in Tennessee for out calling, shot a dude. He was calling black people, he told us stop chimping. That's the derogatory saying to black people. It's racist. You basically calling us apes. And that was a part of racism. So just because you calling us chimps, somehow that ain't as worse as calling us a nigga. It's on the same level as that. But you notice when every time he would say that to black people like, what? Fuck you talking about? But he knew that. But he was trying to downplay, well, I'm not calling him a nigga. Calling them chimps. When we know that shit mean as the same as calling a black person a nigga. Right? So he did that. And so my point is to these coon niggas like, yo, stop trying to pretend that racism don't exist. Yes, dude, is I can say this, is black people as a whole. I can say as a whole. I can speak for all of us. Right? Well, I can't speak for all of us because we got these coon ass niggas. I say about 80% of us. Maybe 60, right? I'll take it down to 60 to 70. Are we a little sensitive about racism? Yes, and we're supposed to. Racism is not a good thing. I don't give a fuck how much a lot of us has made it, or some of us has made it. Racism is a bad thing. And just because some of us made it and some of us didn't go through certain shit and we made it and we good, doesn't mean that racism doesn't exist because we don't deal with it on a day-to-day basis like that. That's the most ignorant thought process ever, bro. And that's what Brandon Tatum is saying. Well, all black people ain't the same. Nigga, that got nothing to do with racism. We can be different black people all we want. But racism still, you a sellout coon, nigga. And you telling me you ain't seen nothing in your chat that offended you, of people that supposed to support you say racist shit, offensive shit, and just because you ignore it or the racist shit in your chat or people say racist shit doesn't mean don't act like we supposed to let that shit go to offend us. And you don't see yourself as, and he admitted it, and the shit, he doesn't see himself as black. So what do you want us to say about that? You don't see yourself as black. You think black people saying that they're black and identifying as black is a negative thing. So what the fuck are you mad at us about? And you don't see yourself as like that, then fine. Okay, well, stop talking about black issues then. If you see yourself as all Americans, it's no reason that you should be even speaking about black issues then. Because you're not black, right? You're an American. That's how you identify yourself as. Even when you're talking about, oh, my kids is mixed breed, that you know, they mixed and all that other shit. Why are you bringing that up? Fuck out of here, bro. You see color when you want to. Anyway, let's move on.
I to be able to sit here having this conversation.
So now you need to move on.
And in order, because the things that my mother fought for, they're attempting to do away with today. So we have to continue to fight every day. And maybe you don't understand that this is a struggle for black people because you identify as American before you identify as black. But I identify as black first, and black people have made America as good as it is today. Because this morally sinful nation would not have come to the promise that it is today if it weren't for black people demanding more of this country.
And it wouldn't be as bad as it is today if it wasn't for some black people cutting up every day.
Last point, Stephen, I want to make.
What they got to do with it? What they got to do, it wouldn't be as bad for black people. And first of all, you can take all the gangbangers, take all this shit for the last, let's just say the last 70, 80 years of gangbanging. Right? Let's just say that. You telling me black people did more damage, these bad black people has done more damage to our people than slavery, segregation, redlining? We did more in the last, let's just say, let's go last 100 years. The last 100 years, we did more bad to our people. And we know in between that, white people had something to do with why a lot of bad shit happened to black people. But just go off this narrative. So in the last 100 years, all the bad shit that black people have done is the reason we did more fucked up, hurtful shit to our community than racist white people. You talking about generations of people, racist white people that harmed our people, hung us and murdered us because of the color of our skin. They discriminated us. They ain't let us in certain shit until we fought for it. Like, you're talking about generations of white people being racist, and we harmed ourselves way more. And we're not even back in the day, like we wasn't even 15, 14% of black people in this country. Right? Like, you understand what I'm saying? And they killed millions of black people through slavery. Do you understand that? But this Negro is sitting there acting like, okay, I'm not giving black people passes for harming our own and shit like that. I'm not doing that. But I'm saying, you're telling me all those black people, and I'm a part of it. I ain't gonna act like I ain't a part of it. I hurt my community. We harmed our people more than slave owners, than people that didn't want to give us rights and was still hanging us. Even though slavery was over, they still was hanging black people when we went certain places. Innocent black people. We're not talking about gangbangers. We're talking about innocent black people. They killed a lot of our people. They assassinated our leaders. You can't say we assassinated their leaders. You can't name a black person that assassinated a white leader. You can't name them. Name them. Matter of fact, I'll wait. Name them. Name a black person that assassinated a white leader. What the fuck are you talking about? And I wish you would bring up Charlie Kirk, because black people didn't kill him. A white young boy killed him. There wasn't black people. He had nothing to do with that. And he didn't kill Charlie Kirk over black issues. He killed Charlie Kirk over gay issues. At the end of the day, because he was, from what we understand, he was a homosexual. He didn't kill him over black issues. He killed them because black people was getting killed and all that other shit. No, he killed them over gay shit. The fuck is you talking about? And gay, and like I keep telling y'all about gay shit, that's not even a black issue. Gay, it's not even a religious issue. It's a sexuality thing. People gonna be gay, they not, and people hide behind it. People hide and say they ain't gay. Whatever, bro. This is what you want. The one thing about sexuality is that people don't understand sexuality. Literally, we don't. Right? Like we say, oh yeah, well, like people grow up. I'm being raised. I'm raised to like the different race of person, right? Listen, I know 2 gay parents that raised a child, and they not gay. Fuck are you talking about? And one of them is literally a parent, right? Like biologically. I know a person like that. Ain't nothing gay about that person. It's just a sexuality shit. What you into, what you not. What people are willing to try and what they not. That's what I told you. But listen, I always had a problem with gay people. Ain't nobody born gay, bro. It's what your sexuality is what you willing to try. Sexuality wise. But ain't nobody's born gay. Well, anyway, let's go and let's
The Democrats ain't do nothing. I want to bring up the governor of Maryland and the mayor of Baltimore. April, Baltimore had 4 homicides. May, they had 8 homicides. Historically, those cities had 30 homicides a month. In 2020, before this man was the mayor, they were having 20 and 30 homicides a month. The black governor, that's a Democrat.
No, we're done with that. But what he said at the end, even about when you brought up Baltimore with the mayor, my wife don't like the mayor here. They grew up together. They knew each other, whatever. That's whatever. But crime rate went down. We had a couple of crime rates, shit that happened, in last year, some shit like that. But that shit is weird to me. But here's me. The homicides, if you get homicides down to under 10 or 20, I just say 20 homicides, right, in Baltimore, in the city, Oh shit! Come on, man. You gotta get praised for that. Listen. Life is life. I get that. A life is a life, and people dying. I don't like that shit. But you're looking at statistics in the city or something like that from Baltimore City, nigga. You get that shit down to 4, like shit like that. Come on, bro. Like if you get that motherfucker down to 50 fucking homicides a year, murders. Come on, bro. Hey, man, you gotta give props to that. Like that's some shit you give props to. Evil is evil. People gonna commit evil shit. But motherfuckers, like, yo, people don't recognize that shit, yo. Like, you in certain, I don't give a fuck what state you in. When you get anything down, like, far as murders in certain states where murders happen and the population is big, right? Or there's a lot of crime in the population, even the population ain't that big. But in the population, like, come on, bro. 50 murders? That's a, nigga, come on, man. That's a lot. I remember when people was like, it's still 50 murders, but I'm like, yo, nigga, we was doing 200, 100, 300 a year. A year in Baltimore. 50? Nigga, be proud of that. That shit breaking down to 100. You gotta be proud of that. You ain't gonna change nothing right away. I don't know why people think, oh, somebody gonna change shit right away. Shit change gonna happen right away. That's not even real reality in life. Fuck out of here. Like I said, you can take the worst states or urban states of the murders they commit. We still don't equal up to white people committing murders. They're committing more murders. They commit more crimes. I don't know why y'all don't understand them. These are facts. But they push it through the narrative like white people don't be committing murders. These motherfuckers be committing heinous murders. They kill their whole families. They do a lot of road rage. Shooting and killing people in road rage. They sexually molesting their kids. They do that shit. I'm not saying all, but I'm just saying in the white community, that shit happens a lot. So listen, and you gotta understand, they do more. It's more of them, so they commit more crimes. But they try to act like the motherfuckers is lesser than them committing more crimes. It's not that. It's not that. Craziness. My bad. Let me all right, let me get the Candace on shit. And I ain't gonna lie to you, this would really bother me. Right? We did all the coonery shit. Now we got a coon that's trying to rehabilitate herself. She's on a new drift of Candace Owens trying to pretend she got used. No, Candace Owens, you didn't get used. You chose. If you got used, you chose to be used. You know exactly what was happening and why you did what you did. Right? But I told you, when the racists turn on you, where these schools come trying to jump back on the other side. But listen to this shit.
You're right. This is not a theology for them. This is a cult. This is a cult.
What's really interesting and something that I've always wanted to ask you about is, do you feel that, I mean, I'm sure, look, I'm seeing the success of your show. So obviously there's a giant portion of conservatives out there in this country who side with you and don't fall under the category that I'm about to describe. But do you feel...
And let me say this on Real Talk, right, about Anna that come from TYT. You are a disgrace. And I'm gonna say this, and I probably never said this before about Anna. I believe you're a sympathizer for racists, right? You trying to listen, even if she in a place that where she's just trying to get people to understand that they're on the wrong side of history. Maybe that's her thing. My problem is that, okay, go and do that, right? But as a white person doing that, do not expect black people to be okay with that. That's my thing. You think you can go save these racists and these coons and these bigots and these homophobes like that? You go and do that. They agree with us on certain these issues. We trying to turn them and trying to do them better. Okay, you go do that. But we not, our people, as black people, a lot of us are not in that space of doing that with these people. Even when you try to sit down with a Candace Owens, this bitch is a sellout. And we know fuckery when we hear it. That's what I'm saying. Listen to this shit.
Obviously, there's a giant portion of conservatives out there in this country who side with you and don't fall under the category that I'm about to describe. But do you feel like you were kind of used as a tool earlier in your career?
Absolutely. I know, not feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact.
Because when you're critical of, let's say, the Black community, oh, they love it, right? That's when you get a platform and you get all the plaudits and speaking engagements. But once you speak out against what's happening in Gaza, you're not that useful tool anymore.
That was one of the things.
So you see how she did it? She's not talking about Gaza. She brought up black people. Listen, Anna is a bigot her damn self, and she doesn't know it. She keep trying to pretend that she's not, but it's okay, cause I know what you're doing, bitch. Right? You say even when it comes to the black community, and she jumps right off of that subject. You bring it up, and should have stuck with it to get her to say, yeah, I fucked up with my black folks. Right? They used me. What you did, you switched it over to Ghana, so somehow, some way, you can get her understanding on some sympathy shit. It's a mind game that they play. And Anna thinks she's slick, but you're not. You are a fucking bigot. You are a racist. You're a sympathizer for racists, and you keep trying to pretend you're not. She's one of all those white liberals that she like to talk about, them corporate white liberals. That's who she has turned into. Trying to pretend that she's not a racist or bigot. Remember all the how she get out on liberals back in the day? She said, why are they trying to reach out to the right like that? Right? But you turned into the same people that you had a problem with, trying to get mad at those white liberals that wouldn't stand up, wouldn't fight, and all that other shit. You trying to reach out to them and all that other shit. But you had a problem with those people. Now you understand it. But then you still mad at the same liberals that you do the same shit that those white liberals do. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You sitting down with Candace Owens, giving her a pass for all the bigoted shit that she did and said? She ain't apologizing. She just said, yeah, I got bamboozled. So what? Where's the apology? Where does it say, yeah, I was wrong? She's not even saying that. Hold on. Y'all think I'm lying? Let's move on.
That's when you get a platform and you get all the plaudits and speaking engagements. But once you speak out against what's happening in Gaza, you're not that useful tool anymore.
That was one of the things that was really hard for me to contend with personally, because obviously when I was with Daily Wire, we were actually kind of in the midst of the same topic, really, right? So it's like you're talking.
She had no problem with being anti-black, right? But soon Ghana came up, and she disagreed with Trump and that whole movement of Trumpism, right? And now that made sense to her. Now that makes sense, even like now that makes sense, even her coming at black people, but she's still not admitting it. But like, just think about what the fuck is going on here. What the fuck is Candace Owens saying? And why is Anna is sitting there giving her a pass? She can't sit in black people's face and get away with that shit. She's sitting into this. Anna, you think you're a progressive. You're not. You are the same white liberals that you thought that hide their racism and their bigotry, all these corporate liberals. You have turned into that. You're not no different. You're no different than them. Let's move on, man.
That was one of the things that was really hard for me to contend with personally, because obviously, Not Everyday Liar, we were actually kind of in the midst of the same topic, really, right? So it's like you're talking about a race. Mm-hmm. You're saying, okay, this thing happened. So they were saying October 7th happened. BLM was saying the George Floyd thing happened. This is going to be the impetus now. And they were doing things that, in my view, still to this day, we're just wrong. I don't care what happened in Minnesota. You don't have the right to go into Target and grab a flat screen TV, right? Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to do a documentary. I wanted to dive deeper on the topic. And it was round of applause from the Daily Wire. This is amazing. Give her a platform. Then I watched virtually the exact same thing, right? Using race as an excuse, saying, oh, well, we have to do this for Jews. You have this event, this event that happened, which was singular.
Listen to what this bitch is saying. This ignorant bitch is saying. She said it took her for them to switch on her because of Trump. All the shit that she knew was wrong, or she didn't get, somehow she didn't get. It was a cult. I was in a cult. Listen. Listen, I'm just going to speak for a lot of our people. Right? I ain't giving Candace Owens no motherfucking pass because she say, oh, I was in a cult and I ain't know. Yeah, you did, bitch. Because we kept telling you were. But they was paying you. They stopped paying Candace Owens when she went against Trump. It was the money. Yeah, she got her little shit that she do or whatever. She grew her little movement, but she still say bigoted, racist shit. She still go after black people the way she shouldn't go. She's still anti-black. She just do a little less of it. And she go now more at the right like that. And I'm sorry, Trump. Bitch, that's easy at that point. You going at the Trump like that supposed to mean something. Mean nothing. Ask Candace Owens, would you still feel like George Floyd died from fentanyl? I guarantee she's still standing on it. Who we talking about? This bitch is conspiracy theorist. This bitch she just got ostracized from the racists. That movement. But the racists still support her. Don't get that shit twisted because she still do anti-black shit. The fuck are we talking about? Anyway, let's move on.
And then they try to extrapolate it, and I'm going, well, it's still wrong, right? The law is the law. Like, morality is morality. Doesn't matter if a black person does it or if a Jewish person does it. You don't get to rob and steal Palestinian homes.
Exactly.
And suddenly it was, you're an anti-Semite. You deserve to have nothing. You shouldn't even be allowed to travel to Australia because you are akin to
Candace Owens, stop. You're the same person. When black people was telling you shit is racist and it's bigoted, and we had proof behind it. You said that we was using reverse racism. And now you mad at Israel and the Jews for what? You not no different than racist ass Jews and racist people. Why you think that? Because now you see Israel as a danger to what? Black people, a lot of us been saying that. You think the movement came of going against Israel because of other races of people? No, that came from black people. It was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Fuck Israel. That's black people shit. We sparked that movement. The Jewish community, a lot of them was all with it. Until black people was like, no, that shit is racist. They killing innocent people. Like, what the fuck? No. Let's move on.
The same people that gave me the platform. And so it was a very tough pill to swallow.
So Australia banned you after you said that it's a genocide?
Yeah, that was the beginning of I was temporarily banned for ads from YouTube because they are organized online and started mass reporting my new channel. I got banned from Australia.
Look at Anna. They banned you. You was that too. Then what happened to you? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you so shocked about that. Listen, Anna's a disgrace. Honestly, listen, at the bottom of my heart, yo, Anna's a disgrace. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Her and Jake, they are a fucking disgrace. What the fuck are you talking about? You gonna give this racist bitch? Listen, she ain't just a black white supremacist. This bitch is a racist. The only reason she trying to come over to the other side, I guess, right, is because the racists don't want to fuck with her no more. The mega racist base don't want to fuck with her no more. She didn't take no stand, bro. She knew you had, listen, before she did this whole shit with Israel, she knew that you couldn't go at that base with Trump. You had to ride with that shit. And she rode with it. And she knew it was wrong. When it came to black issues, she sided with racists on that. And now all of a sudden, now it's an Israel thing. Now all of a sudden, now she understands. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't understand what was happening to your people, but you understand what other people was feeling. Man, get the fuck out of here. That bitch is crazy. Let's move on.
Got fired from the Daily Wire. They started putting pressure, Ben Shapiro in particular, on, this is the Zionist lobby. It's not just in America,
powerful.
It's global.
Yeah.
And so I went from being a rock star to suddenly she is Adolf Hitler and deserves nothing in her life because she has a moral principle. So you kind of look and you go, well, I have two options here. I can play the game.
Yeah.
And do like the majority of people do and just look the other.
Candace, you've been playing the game. You was been playing it. And let me tell you something. What they won't say is, even Candace Owens, they won't say it. You getting off of that motherfucking Trump train. That racist train. You trying to get off of it. So when shit changes in 2026 and 2028, you don't feel like you're on the right side. But I won't allow you. You still a fucking bigot. You still a racist. You still a sellout to the black community. I'm not giving you no pass, bitch. Fuck out of here. All of a sudden now you seeing a light. Nah. Let me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, people, I'm gonna be done on this shit. This bitch is getting on my nerves. Let's move on.
Way and say, oh, I don't really care about what's happening overseas.
Go along to get along.
Go along, get along, or you take a bold stand and you say, I'll rebuild it, because I don't want to have a house that's made because I'm silent on issues that actually impact my soul. I want to get into heaven.
Okay, I mean, there's that for sure. But on top of that, I don't think people who go along to get along realize they're going to get caught, because audiences aren't stupid. And we might be in an environment where you can get away with either being silent or providing ridiculous excuses for why you're not speaking out against what's really going on, or why you're not, willing to tell the truth about what's going on. Eventually, there's going to be enough videos of dead children. Eventually, when it comes to the war in Iran.
Listen, and let me just say this, and I'm going to leave this because fucking, they just keep trying to use this Iran shit in America. And there's no disrespect. Listen, I'm not okay with what's happening in Iran and all that shit, or people dying in any other country, or kids or whatever. Right? The problem is that why am I, as an American, right? They want to say it as an American. Why am I worrying about so much what's happening into other countries? Right? We're losing over here financially. It's people are dying over here as well. And you want us to worry about some shit. And I'm just going to speak on a lot of our black folks. You want us to worry about some shit that's happening into another country. And no disrespect. Yeah, that shit is wrong. It's horrible. But they don't give a fuck. They want us to focus on what's happening outside of the country, to focus on that, when there's people here starving and hurting here. I don't understand that shit. But like I said, it's okay. It's all good. Because like I said, at the end of the motherfucking day, they try to bring black people in it. It's like Candace on. She was like, all of a sudden I get it now. No, bitch, you don't get it. Because black people don't fuck with you. Anna is a fucking racist her fucking self. She's a sellout to her people. And so, no, just because Anna give you props, I'm not giving you no props. So a racist give you props siding with what? Oh, some shit that happened over in other countries, but shit happening here. She not pushing for that. Every time Anna talks, she talking about some shit happening over in another country. Every shit. As you watch TY2, I don't watch it no more, but when I was watching, it was always about some shit that happened in another country. Not about the shit that was happening here. It's almost like, oh, we get over that. There ain't too many black people that's getting killed here by the police and, immigrants and shit like that. And then when they talk about the immigrants here, they're talking about, they ain't getting due process. You know what I mean? They talk about these immigrants more than they talk about black issues here. And I got a problem with that. Honestly, I got a problem with that. You don't talk about black issues here, but you want me to keep talking about other issues, about other races of people. We talk about us once or twice and then you move the fuck on. Ain't nothing to talk about. I'm just done with these people, man. These people ain't real motherfuckers. They not. Like Anna, you see her, she's sitting down with Candace. What the fuck are you sitting down with a bigoted, a sellout like that? She can't be a racist. You see her. She ain't shit. That's why she's sitting down with your racist ass. She just moved to another racist entity. That's all she did. Anna's a fucking bigot and a racist her damn self. She ain't shit. She don't stand for shit. You want us to care about other people, black people, You want black people in this country to care about other people, but we only supposed to care about people that you want us to care about. But you don't talk about black. They don't even talk about black issues no more on TYT. They don't even do it no more. You know why? Because they shit been taken over by, they got in business with another racist that donated and put money up to them. That's why they don't talk about black issues no more in America. Only when they think it's a real big story like that. All they do is talk about what's happening in Iran and all that other shit. Like, yo, there's no disrespect to the Iran people. Fuck out of here, bro. Listen, I'm talking about Iran for two reasons when I do talk about it. Killing innocent people, us going to war with them, I don't like that shit. But the other thing is, our gas prices is up. Our shit goes up. I noticed, no lie to you, this is how you knew that Trump knew that him doing this war with Israel, our gas prices, wild gas prices was high. Because soon he said, I got a peace deal, shit gonna be peaceful. The gas people, the people that got the oil, all the fucking shit lowered. The shit was $4 something. Some places was $4.50, down there $5. Right? Soon he said that shit. And it was a very high possibility that the war was over. Right? In a way, right? Which I highly doubt. Right? Because this is about money. But the war ain't over. But, all right. Do y'all understand that I watched my gas prices go from $4 something to $3.60? And that's still high, right? But it went down. Because his announcement of that. And that's how you know that this motherfucker had to know that why gas prices was as high. Because people like, oh, he lying about it. He said he don't really care about gas prices. He lying about it, but in a part of me didn't. Or he didn't understand it. He understood that why gas prices the way they were and shit was high. It was the gas prices. He knew. Him starting that war. The people was like, oh, he was trying to get something out of it. He didn't get shit out of this deal he got. All he got out that deal was to stop the conflict between America and Israel. Iran, I'm sorry. That's all he did. And that's why the prices went down and everything. There's no more bombing. Okay, no more bombing, but we don't know the details about what they gonna do and what not they gonna do. We don't know shit about that. But just because he said that, gas prices went down. Because all they wanted to hear, the people that got the oil and all that shit, all they wanted to know, nigga, okay, well, we're gonna lower the prices. Because we don't own all the oil in this country. We don't own these oil companies. That's why shit went down the way it did. But he was the reason why shit was the way it was. But anyway, leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world, people.